All right, it looks like we are all ready to go, so I'm going to send it over to Vula and Phant. Kick us off for Link to the Past Randomizer. Take it away, guys.
Let's go, Pens.
Let's go, Ducks.
Let's go, Caps.
Let's go.
Oh, crap.
Let's go direct relief, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that. That's better.
We need to reverse.
We do?
We do.
Am I SUP?
Yeah. There we go. We should have practiced this more. No, why are you doing that? Stop. I think this is the correct way for this to begin, personally. Oh, I'm high. Okay, what? You have our names reversed on the layout. There we go. No. The screens are right, but you have our names reversed. Flip the names. I think we got it. I think we're good.
You know, they told me you guys were ready.
No, in no sense is anybody ready for this.
I don't think anybody is ever truly ready for Randomizer.
Okay, anyway. All right. Look how good this is. Look,
okay, we got it.
We got it, dude. Okay, so this is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Randomizer. If you're not familiar with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, if you're not familiar with Randomizer, don't worry. We're going to help you understand because the purpose of this run is to educate you as to Randomizer while also playing an awesome game that's super fun. Also, we had a couple donation incentives. One was to do all dungeons, so we're going to do that, and we'll talk about that during the run. The other one was for these sprites that you see on our screens. And we're not really going to get much of a chance to talk about them until much later, but just appreciate the awesome work done by the sprite artists that are just in the community doing cool work to make stuff like this so that we can share this with you. Also, I have no idea what's going on the couch behind us, but
I think they're pretty excited.
I'm excited. So I'm Vulajin.
I'm Phant.
And we are joined by Miria behind us on the couch.
Hi.
And we will be getting started, I guess.
I'm going to interrupt you guys real quick.
How dare you.
We got several donations right in a row,
Really?
and I want to specifically read them out because we got $25 from Arion Blue, no comment, $14 from KD3 saying snipe for that $1,600 total, and then a $1,500 donation from Wacko.
Nice, dude.
Who simply says good luck to all the runners. $14 as well from the Lemon Fairy saying 16,000.
Wow.
So, take it away, guys.
Wow.
All right. Well, now we have to follow that up.
That's going to be tough.
Playing a randomizer. All right.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Mary, you want to count us down?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Luigi looks so cute. He had that little bed cap on.
I like the eyes on Terra there. She's very surprised.
Yeah, for those of you unfamiliar, this is in fact Luigi. Wow.
All right, so this is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and I'm forgetting how to pick up bushes, but the game itself we'll talk about a little bit first. Obviously, it's a randomizer, as it says in the title, but also it's a Zelda game. If you haven't heard of it, it was released in like 1990-something, and it's kind of one of the most popular Zelda games of all time. It is a ton of fun. The basic gist is Zelda's been kidnapped, and you got to go try to rescue her at the beginning here. And so we're going to have to go through this escape part. And to do so, we have some nice weapons that we'll be able to take advantage of. We'll talk about this in a bit, but this is the fire rod. It burns things, and they die. And that's pretty nice. So the overall goal of the game...
Oh, my God.
Is this a Plando? All right, so the overall goal of the game is after we rescue Zelda, we're going to go out into the world. You're supposed to collect, in the original game, 3 pendants, acquire the Master Sword, the Sword of Evil's Bane, go fight Aghanim, the bad guy. He teleports you to the Dark World. There you have to go through 7 more dungeons, collect 7 crystals. And with those, you can unlock the way to Ganon's Tower. Ganon's the final boss. Big spoiler there. And then you can beat the game. So this is randomizer, though, right? So what does that mean, Phant?
Yeah, that means all of Link's like items, equipment, and in this case, we're playing the Key Sanity variant. All the dungeon items in the game have been shuffled around to random places. So you got, hey, a bomb upgrade there. We've already gotten a sword out of the first chest, a fire rod, and a hammer. Those do various things. They're very good. But normally you're not supposed to have that kind of stuff early on.
Yeah, so a couple basic things about the randomizer. It places the items in such a way. It's almost like a Metroidvania Link to the Past in terms of like there's a progression of where you can go and what dungeons you can finish based on the items you've acquired. So the randomizer makes sure that no matter what order you get the items, you'll still always be able to beat the game. Also, we're playing on a special mode called Key Sanity, and in Key Sanity, we're going to have the keys from all the various dungeons in the game. Normally, they have like a limited number of small keys that are intended to open the doors in those dungeons. Well, those are all going to be shuffled into the world as well, which means we might have to go partway into a dungeon, get blocked by a door that we can't open, and collect some item that's required there. And then later on, go to a different dungeon, find a key there, so on and so forth. But for now, we're forced through this little beginning section here because this is specifically the mode where you have to do this escape sequence.
Yeah, you may have noticed we picked up a small key to something called Turtle Rock. That's the last dungeon in this game, and we got a key to it in the first dungeon of the game. So that's Key Sanity for you. You're going to be hunting all over the place, trying to find all the items needed to beat these dungeons. And, since you guys were so generous and donated for the all dungeons incentive, we'll be clearing them all.
Yep. And of course, the randomizer follows like a logic. Basically, there's like kind of a plan, but it's not exactly a plan like somebody sits there and says, okay, I'm going to put this particular item in this particular place. There's a different name for that. That's called a plando, and that does exist and is a lot of fun. But in this case, it's just random. A computer said, okay, if I put these items in this random order, it is beatable. And that's really an important thing, is that you can actually finish the game.
And not only that, like, neither of us have ever seen this game specifically, this seed. Like, all the items that we're discovering, we have no idea what we're going to find every time we open up a chest. So we're going to have to take that into account and adjust our routing and our strategies depending on what we find.
All right, so in any case, let's talk about the basics here. So right at the beginning of the game, we have to rescue Princess Zelda. She's following us right now. And then we're going to escape out the back of the castle here to get to the sanctuary. There's a secret passage through the sewers. And we've gotten a couple weapons to do this. Normally in the vanilla game, the uncle that we saw in the sewers earlier gives you the sword and shield, which are your basic weapon, and you just use them with the B button, which is kind of its own thing. But in Randomizer, he gives you a random weapon, at least in the mode that we're playing. It turned out in this case the weapon was the Fire Rod. So Fire Rod uses a resource called Magic. It's the green bar in the top left. And as we fire the Fire Rod, you'll see it deplete. We can get 8 shots off with the maximum bar. And there's also a couple places we could pick up refills if we needed them. And we're also kind of in need of another resource of a sort. And that's called a bomb. You might be able to guess what a bomb does, but we're kind of sad if we don't get one, because there's a little section coming up in just a few moments where we need a bomb to blow up a hole in the wall, and unfortunately I haven't gotten one, neither has Phant. So.
Yeah, I think we're through the loot table. Bombs might be on it.
Well, what this means is that they will have to come back here later, but they can't do so immediately once they get the bomb. They have to wait until they get the power glove as well.
Yeah. Well, we could actually walk all the way back through the front of the escape, which is awful, and hopefully we won't have to do it.
Yeah. So ideally, the Power Glove is an item that lets you lift up rocks, and white rocks specifically, and a couple other things. And it unlocks a shortcut back to that room we were just in the basement. So provided Power Glove isn't in there, we should be able to get back to that pretty quick.
All right, so there was a heart container. That's nice. Currently, you start the game with 3 life. I'll do Lumberjack.
Yep.
You start the game with 3 life, and as you collect pieces of heart, every 4 pieces of heart you collect, they're just an item you can find, you'll get another full heart container. And, of course, you can also find some full heart containers because this is Randomizer. Normally those would drop from bosses, but, again, Randomizer. Every item is randomized, so this also means we need to know the location of every single location that would have had an item in the game. That's convenient.
Wish we had that earlier.
Yeah, so now I have bombs. So those things are also randomized. That crab drops some particular item, and that's also randomized. Up there's a shield on that ledge. hopefully we will never have to come back and get that.
Yeah, so I just picked up a map to one of the dungeons in this game, and this is exclusive to Key Sanity, and that is when you get a map, you'll be able to look at your map, and it will tell you which dungeon is a crystal and which one is a pendant. In order to reach the final boss, we need all 7 crystals. And in the randomizer, which dungeons give you the crystals and which dungeons give you the pendants are completely randomized, and we have no idea which one it is. So now we have an additional bit of knowledge for us on the status of the first Dark World dungeon, Palace of Darkness. And we refer to it as Pod for short.
Right, so you'll also notice that I completely skipped those locations that Phant went to. And that is because we're playing co-op, so that means that I can just look at his screen, which is right there. He can look at my screen, which is right here. And we can just find out that the thing that that our partner got is just not something that the other one of us actually needs to get. So we can take advantage of that knowledge and just save a bunch of time for each of us. So right now we're in Kakariko Village. This is kind of the haven area of the game where you can find a crap load of items here. Unfortunately, all the ones I've found so far are garbage. How about yours?
There's something valuable in here. It's called the hook shot.
Oh, I want that.
We'll explain what the hook shot does later, but it's a nice one.
And we'll probably make use of it pretty soon,
yes.
So you'll get to see. The other nice thing we did is that we both bombed these back walls in these areas, and that allows us to potentially conserve bombs. You might want to go to the Thieves' Hut.
Was it? Well, you're supposed to tell me these things.
Oh, no,
you
actually,
expect
no, you're
I'm
right.
just looking at your screen and not mine.
No, actually, I'm just having a brain fart because all my items were worthless. What was your item back here?
That was,
I don't
that was
even
probably
remember.
nothing. Yeah.
I don't even remember, dude. See,
probably.
This is the impossible thing about co-op is that you have to remember things, and I don't remember things.
Well, am I going up here? Am I wasting my time?
Probably not.
Okay,
yeah,
I was about to say.
What'd you get from your vendor?
Probably nothing.
This is
pretty
much how the whole thing's gonna go.
A good thing about the way memory works is if you find something that doesn't matter, you tend to forget it instantly.
Yeah.
So if I have no idea what it is, it's probably nothing most of the time until it is.
Anyway, this is a pretty standard way of beginning a randomizer playthrough. Is that once you finish the escape, assuming you're playing on standard mode, which is where the escape is required. Once you finish that, you come to Kakariko Village and you get it's like 14 items or something.
Yeah, very dense location.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to get all the stuff here. Unfortunately, it's been pretty lean for us. All we've really gotten of value here is the hook shot, but we did already get a whole bunch of items earlier. The sword, the hammer, and the fire rod are all, in addition to being really nice weapons, they're going to be important progression items later on. We'll talk about that as we go.
Yeah, so we're coming up on the end of our Kakariko visit here. And after this, we're going to save and quit and kind of split up a little bit. I think I'm going to head over to the South Shore area of the game. It's just the south side of the map. And we'll pick up quite a few items over there. Vulajin, where are you going to go?
I'm going to head over to the east. So the first dungeon of the game is called Eastern Palace. It's, as you might guess, in the east. I'm going to go there. I have a whole bunch of weapons, and there's a whole bunch of different locations that we can check over there. So just as far as vernacular goes, we refer to location, we just mean a spot where one item can be. And so like Eastern Palace, there's 3 locations at the closet of this one key NPC named Sahasrala. He has this little back room with which you can access with a bomb. And so we're going to check those 3, and then inside the actual dungeon, even though I don't have any keys to Eastern Palace, there's actually only one key, and that's the big key, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I don't have that, so there's 4 locations I can check.
In addition, Vulajin won't be able to actually beat Eastern Palace at this time because he does not have the bow required weapon to beat the boss, or actually to get to the boss.
Well, I just found a big key somewhere. We'll see what it is. Could it conveniently be Tower of Terror?
Okay,
so what just happened over there?
So I just picked up 2 sword upgrades. So over the course of Link to the Past, there's up to 4 versions of a sword that you can get. We picked up the original, the fighter's sword, all the way back in Link's house at the beginning of the game, which is pretty nice. But here, I just picked up the next 2 upgrades. So in the randomizer, sword upgrades are what's called progressive, which means all 4 locations are just considered to give you the next sword, whatever that happens to be at that time. And so we've already found 3 of them, which means I have the tempered sword, which is a really powerful weapon. Does about 4 times as much damage, usually, compared to the fighter's sword.
All right, so I'm just cleared out a little area called the Mini Moldorm Cave. This little worm things running around. Those are called mini mole dorms after a boss to one of the dungeons called Mole Dorm. Then there I found the Power Glove and the lamp. So that's really, really big. The Power Glove and the lamp unlocks Death Mountain, at least a small portion of it, or actually quite a large portion of it. We have the hook shot.
Yep.
And that's quite a tempting place that I'm going to probably head to next. Currently, I'm heading up to this far top right corner. This is called the Ice Rod Cave because in the original game, you find the weapon, the Ice Rod, in here. It's appropriately themed as such. Go inside it. It's a little chilly.
Probably
There
not
we go.
finding an ice rod in there, but who
Most
knows?
likely not, but this is Randomizer. Anything can happen.
Yeah, maybe the seed has a sense of humor.
Peace of
Okay,
mind.
not so much. So that's pretty nice, actually. That means I will never really have to bother going there. Pieces of heart are nice, but I don't need just one of them in a far-off corner of the world, so I can save a whole bunch of time.
Now that little place we skipped over in the beginning of the game, because we didn't have any bombs, well, I got the Power Glove, and that allows me to lift stuff like this rock, and it allows me to push this gravestone, and it's a shortcut that drops me back to the basement of the escape sequence.
Yeah, so now we'll get to see what's in there. So there's also another thing going on here. So I'm about to navigate a bunch of rooms completely in the dark, and that is never expected by the randomizer. That is to say, like, the logic that determines where to put items, whether they're achievable or not, will never expect you to actually do this. However, I know that the lamp is available, and the lamp would... Hello? Did I walk over? I missed the switch, apparently. Anyway.
Okay, back to this side.
Hush you. Anyway, this is never expected by the randomizer. It will always, oh, ended up on the wrong side of the thing. It will always make sure to give you the lamp before it thinks that you have to go into one of these sections. Anyway, that was a lot of words while I failed at this, but now we're good.
All right, now I'm taking that Power Glove I got and the lamp to head up to Death Mountain. This is another area that you can go through blind, but since I got quite a few items that unlock several locations on Death Mountain, I think it's pretty valuable, and I'm going to head up there.
Meanwhile, as you might see a fair number of times during this co-op run, I will be kind of going back and following Phant to do something that he's already done because it's kind of the clear and obvious thing that we need to do. The lamp and Power Glove are both very important items, which means that I'm definitely going to need them in the very near future. Also, the big key that you found was Hera, right?
Correct.
All right, so yeah, I'm definitely getting that.
For the uninitiated, and definitely not asking for myself and asking for a friend, what is this thing that we're seeing on the screen in between your two feeds?
Oh my goodness, we didn't even talk about the tracker because we're actually not using one. So the tracker that you see on your stream, showing you what items each of us have, it's a really nice little thing that most randomizer players will use. It just allows you to keep track of, outside of the game itself, allows you to keep track of what items you've found so far. And particularly in this mode called Key Sanity, you might want to have one of those because you'd have to keep track of all the numbers of keys that you have for every dungeon. And that can easily get pretty difficult when it's like, oh, there's 10 dungeons, plus a couple other places that there are keys for, and some of them have up to 6 keys. You really don't want to have to necessarily keep track of that in your head. Fortunately, Phant and I have done like 1 million of these, so...
Not exactly 1 million.
A few less than 1 million,
yeah,
but
close
to 1 million, yeah.
I've also got a $50 donation from All-in-One Mighty, who says, I promised I would donate $50 if Terra ended up being chosen, so here I am. Go Vulajin. Show them that Terra will win the race. Oh, wait, this is co-op.
No, this is definitely a race. As soon as we get to, here, let's talk about the term go mode. Assuming that Phant doesn't... Oh, that's pretty important.
Yep.
No, let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay, I just picked up a small key to that first Dark World dungeon I mentioned quite a bit ago. Palace of Darkness, a.k.a. Pod. That is the dungeon in this game that has more small keys than anything else. And the logic expects you to find all 6 pod keys in order to finish the dungeon. However, with a couple tricks and a certain set of items, you could reduce that to 4. So that's really the magic number I'm looking for. And depending on the items we get, may have to go up to 5 to get every single location that's available in there.
Yeah, the cool thing about playing Randomizer is if you're familiar with speedruns of A Link to the Past, like the game itself, not the randomizer per se, you'll see us do a lot of things that are kind of similar to what's done in those runs, and that is because there's a lot of similarities between what you need to do in a no major glitches like Link to the Past speedrun. That's just the most popular category of that game for speedrunning, versus what you want to do in a randomizer to go as fast as possible. So anyway, still tracking up behind Phant, paying a little more attention to his screen than mine, so walking into a wall for a little bit, but I'll be doing pretty much the same things as him. Did you find anything in that closet?
Are you talking about the oh. No.
Okay. And then Paradox Cave, I'm just going to go anyway, because it has a billion items. There's probably something there.
You just need that pod key in the first one. Ooh.
Oh
I'm
my
low on health. I may just take
God.
a
So many cabbages. So, the cabbages falling from the sky in Death Mountain are a kind of fun mechanic that are also kind of just random and awful. So that was intentional, right?
Yes, it was intentional. Getting a health refill and just spawning back at the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah,
A
so
little bit
don't-
slower, but a little bit safer as well.
Yeah, don't mind the spooky game over text. His game is not over. He will continue playing the game.
Yep, so this is Tower of Hera. This is the final Light World dungeon. The area we've been traversing so far is called the Light World in this game. There's two of them, the Light World and the Dark World. One of the things we really want is access to the Dark World. We currently have quite a few items to get us there. We just need something, this little item called the Moon Pearl, which looks kind of like that crystal switch over there that Vulajin's bombing right now.
But it's prettier.
Yeah, that gives that gives us the ability to retain our ability to use weapons in the Dark World and look the same.
Yeah, or do
Yeah.
much of anything.
Do anything at all.
Yeah, the lore is when Link goes to the Dark World, he takes on like a form that reflects his spirit or some crap, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what I was trying there is called a bomb jump. You're going to see us do a fair number of those during this run, and it just allows you to cross a gap. For example, that one on Phant's screen.
So I just got the mushroom. This is one of the several what we call fetch quest items. By themselves, they don't really do anything. Most of them. One of them does. But we need to use them in order to access a location that does have something. And we won't know until we go turn it in. That one is kind of a pain to go check right now.
And it's always a one-for-one trade too, because you get one item, it unlocks one thing, so it's not particularly nice.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Moldorm. Take it away, Miria.
Also known as Trolldorm.
Oh, get away from there.
I'm too enthralled
you.
by your Moldorm play here. I can't focus on my own game. It's too hard.
If I don't fall, I consider it a success.
Yeah, so
Yes.
nicely done.
I didn't fall.
So Moldorm is pretty annoying. His patterns are controllable but hard to control, so it's easy to mess up and take a fall. But if you do fall to Moldorm, it is pretty much your fault.
All right, so that's crystal number 1. 6 more of those will give us access to Ganon's tower. And now there's a couple things I'm going to check. First one is going to be heading back over this way to go through this thing called Spiral Cave. And this is something that you normally have boots to go through, so it makes it pretty quick. Without it, it's kind of like the Walk of Shame. You just got to go around in a big circle, a couple enemies in your way, so yeah.
God, I need the big key the big chest. Ugh.
This is going to take
Get
some
this
time.
stupid chest, dude.
They got these little things called the baris, blue and red varieties. Sometimes they just randomly electrocute themselves, or what's the proper word for it? I don't know. I'm not a biologist.
Oh, this is actually hard to do with a sprite I don't recognize, so I'm just not going to bother. Normally, both Phant and I play with different sprites than these, but this is for direct relief, so...
That's a big
come
key.
on. Come on,
Okay,
dude.
well, it's Meyer, so you don't have to worry about it just yet. Meyer is quite a bit of ways away from being accessible, but right now, I really like those swords that Vulajin's been running around with, so I think I'm going to go grab those. That'll make things a lot easier for me.
They're pretty nice.
Now, I noticed a couple extra numbers showed up on your HUD, Vulajin, that aren't on Phant's. What are those referring to?
Yeah, so there's a couple dungeon items that are like kind of special in this mode of the randomizer. In the vanilla game, there's a map and compass for every dungeon, as well as being a big key, and then some number of small keys ranging from 0 to 6, depending on which dungeon it is. Then there's also the map and compass. The map normally shows you, like, if I press X, you get this, which is not very useful because I know how I'm navigating the dungeon. So in the key sanity mode of the randomizer, it has an additional function where it tells you whether it's a pendant or crystal on your map. The compass has a similar feature where it will show you a counter for how many chests there are in the dungeon and whether you've checked them or not. Or more accurately, locations, I guess. Hey, that one's my fault, see? Object lesson.
Yeah, now that he's fallen down, hey, look, it's the Moon Pearl. Go turn in that mushroom. You got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
So that is one of the fetch quests that I was referring to
You
earlier.
checked it sooner, I could have skipped it. I mean, and if it were not something, shut up.
Well, I had
anyway.
to check. Okay, fine. Just for you, I'm going to do the long trek up to check another very out-of-the-way item. This is something I wouldn't normally do in a solo run.
But I complained, so now he's doing it.
Yeah. This is King Zora. King Zora is Hyrule's philanthropist. He sets up a business up here in his domain. He's going to charge me 500 rupees for a random item. You know, it's kind of like a loot box. And half the times it's crap. And, well, actually, no, like 99% of the times, nothing you want is in it. Just like actual loot boxes.
I was going to say, so it's exactly like loot boxes.
Oh, the social commentary here. I hate to break it to you, by the way, but that's the opposite of philanthropy. He takes your money and then he gives you nothing, basically. If you go to Zora and you give him your 500 rupees and he gives you like
Entrepreneur, that's what I was
a
looking
red
for.
rupee, then that's called a life lesson.
And here we go. What is it?
Oh, well,
Oh.
that's a life lesson, but a different sort of life lesson, I guess.
And because I'm an idiot and forgot to notice what was on the ledge in Zora, something I can't get access to. I'm doing this slow, annoying walk back. I was too busy, like, trying to put on this stupid story about, like, social commentary and all this. I forgot everything else. So here we go. What did I miss?
Now
Somebody
you're
probably
almost there.
saw
It's a
it.
piece of heart.
I just want to confirm this. She's right.
That's why we have Miria here.
All right, well, I've gotten a set of tools.
So what did you actually get from that thing that you all laughed about?
That was
Don't
the-
worry about it.
That was something called the Ice Rod. And the Ice Rod has one purpose and one purpose only. And that is to beat the final boss of Turtle Rock, which is the final Dark World dungeon. And that's it. It doesn't unlock anything else. But we're going to need it anyway because we're doing all the dungeons. We're going to have to beat that guy anyway. So I just made it to Dark World. And going to head over to this location that we often call Hype Cave because in the past it used to have a whole bunch of really good stuff. It's a very dense location. We'll see what type of cave it is today. Don't need many more rupees, but hey, I'll take it. Bug net. Half magic, I like that.
Okay.
So,
All right, there's some hype. Which order do you want to explain all the things that you just got?
all right, well, the bug net doesn't really do anything, so we're skipping over that. The last item there was the flute. Once I activate it, it will allow me to move around the map quite a bit faster and also unlocks, along with other items. Sorry, I'm getting this information. You saw that, right? Okay.
Yeah, Tower of Hera Swamp, yeah.
Okay. It allows me access to one dungeon's area once I get the Titan Spin.
So what happened there was, in the randomizer, if you talk to the bomb shop owner, he tells you what item or which crystals are required in order to open or to buy a big bomb to open the crack at the pyramid. Those are normally Ice Palace and Misery Mire in the original game, but in randomizer they're random.
Right. So we do know now that Tower of Hera is one of them, which Tower of Hera is the dungeon that we were just able to beat a little bit ago. So that's nice. Swamp Palace is the other one. Swamp Palace is actually just to the south of here, but we won't have access to it for a little bit because there's a couple items that block us. So another item that we got in here in this hype cave was half magic. So that's a power-up that makes our magic bar actually go twice as far. It like everything costs half magic. And then we also got a key for Ice Palace, which is yet another one of the various dungeons in the game. So I'm actually going to take a kind of weird detour here, and I'm going to go off to the Palace of Darkness, which is normally the first dungeon in the Dark World. Now, I actually have exactly 1 key for it, and this is the dungeon that has 6 keys normally. So it's possible this might not be a particularly productive trip. Meanwhile, Phant, what on earth are you doing?
Miria, you can take over here. I don't want to discuss that. All right, so that was the dig game. You can get an item anywhere from 1 to 30 digs. I got a lot. I don't know how many it was, but it was a lot. Was somebody keeping track back there?
Too many.
I lost count.
The number's too many. Anyway, yeah, so we accumulated, again, just to recap, we accumulated the hammer, the glove, and the moon pearl. And those were the 3 key items to get us access into the Dark World there's like a crap load of entrances on the world. There's specific points in the world, but there's a whole bunch of them that are accessible once you have the hammer and power glove combination. And then the moon pearl allows you to go into the Dark World and not turn into a bunny, which makes you pretty useless. But there's still one other way we can get in the Dark World, which is if we get the Titan's Mitt, which is the 2nd level of the power glove that we have already acquired. And I'm kind of hoping I might just luck into it here in Palace of Darkness, but we'll see. First item here, not super useful. Yeah,
Yep,
you can talk about that.
All right,
now, yeah.
so this duck, this duck is our best friend. He'll come down any point in the light world, well, almost everywhere in the light world. Just play a little tune on the flute, and he'd come pick me up, and now I have 8 different areas I can fast travel to. So, you know those swords earlier? I'm going to go grab those because those are really nice. By the way, Vulajin.
Yes.
So that dungeon called Eastern Palace, was there anything I needed in there?
I believe the first chest was good. It
Was
a
good?
bottle.
It was a bottle.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll let you check that.
Yeah,
Not gonna
I
worry
will. In
about it for
fact, since
now.
I just got my flute, I'll be heading over there shortly to Kakariko Village. Especially because there's nothing in here. That is a blue boomerang. It is
Oh, yes.
an item that can be used, and that's about my most generous description that I'll give it. You throw it forward, it can catch things, it can stun enemies, but to be quite honest, I'm not going to use it very much. I already have the hook shot, which also stuns enemies as a nice side effect, in addition to pulling you towards things. And the boomerang is just kind of slow to use, so I probably won't use it too much, but who knows, maybe I'll get fancy.
All right. Also, I don't think we went over this, but another effect of any sword past the first one is if you're at full HP, you fire it, you get these nice little sword beams. They do barely any damage at all, but have their uses and also a lot of negative side effects, because since they do so little damage, you'll be trying to hit them with your really powerful sword, but instead the enemy will get hit by the sword beam and don't die, and it's really frustrating. So many times, we'll damage ourselves just so we don't have to deal with the sword beams.
Yeah, particularly at the end of the game, they had a ton of lags, so you'll try to get rid of them before fights, like the final 2 fights. Alright, so I got my flute activated, so I'll be able to fly around the world as well. And now I'm going to this sick kid's house. So this kid in
Please
the
be
vanilla
nothing.
game, you give him a bottle, or you show him a bottle more accurately, is like... and he's like, here's the bug net. But in this case, he gives us the boots, and the boots let you do this. What are these? These are boots, and they're very nice. So now I can go fast. You just hold the A button for about half a second, and then you go dashing forward at high speed. So they're so fast that it's actually worthwhile to use them over even very short distances. I think I've heard it's something like 4.5 tiles in the game world.
Glad I went in there.
Well, I'm going to follow you momentarily. That's the bow. That's a very nice weapon.
Okay. Well, I'm doing this, and you're just walking through the overworld, which isn't interesting at all. What did I get?
Yeah.
I have no idea what I got.
Well, okay, so we got 2 items just there, both incredibly useful. The first one was the bow, and it is a very, very nice weapon that will allow you to fire arrows. In fact, if you look at the top of the screen, you can already see that our primary resources listed up there. We've got the magic meter, we've got whatever our equipped item is, and then we've got a rupee count, a bomb count, and an arrow count. And so the bow is going to fire the arrows at enemies, and they're extremely powerful, and later on we can even get an upgrade to them called silver arrows that will just deal ludicrous amounts of damage and one-shot dang near everything. But for now, of course, we'll be mostly stuck with regular arrows or, other weapons that we want. The other nice thing is the bow is going to let us access the end of 2 dungeons, Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness. if allowed by key counts and stuff.
Momentarily on my screen, you'll see this giant hand fall from the ceiling. That's the Zelda series' famous wall master. If he grabs me, he won't damage me or kill me, but he'll take me back to the point that I entered the dungeon in. And that's really frustrating. Though right now, let's see, oh no, I'll just damage boost and get a health refill. Do it
You
that
get a
Got a
flush.
couple donations if now's a good time.
Let's take a moment real quick to explain the book, too. Because that's the other item that we got in there. So the book is an item that will... Oh, I don't have the cape. The book is an item
Nice
that
try.
will allow us to read the text in the ancient Hylian language that you'll find on certain places in the game. I don't know why I'm going this way either, because I don't have the mirror. And two of those places are these tablets that in the vanilla game give you access to these medallions that let you cast spells. But those are randomized in this version, so it could be anything on those tablets. And you need the book and a sword higher than the fighter's sword in order to access them. That's a thief. Don't ask why I ran into him.
He steals your stuff.
Why'd
The
you
other
run
thing is
into him?
the book will allow you to get into Desert Palace if you don't have access via another way, which we'll see much later on.
So Skull Woods
Jeez.
oftentimes has the nickname Value Woods because of just how much crap it can have. And well, today is pretty dang valuable. 3 items that are potentially required. This was another death warp to get me back to the beginning of the dungeon, because walking back through this little maze right below me is kind of annoying.
All right, so while I'm just checking a couple locations here, Phant will be going to the end of that dungeon, fight the boss soon, but we do have some time for donations, sir.
All right, we got $20 from Tara. Says, nice to see Vulajin playing as me in the run today. If you can't beat him, join him. We also got $20 from Saf42. Says, longing, rusted, furnace, daybreak, 17, benign, 9, homecoming, 1, freight car. Anyone get that reference? Yeah.
I don't.
I
Sorry.
believe it's a Captain America Civil War reference. I think.
I've seen that movie. It's a good movie. If I do not remember that reference, I apologize.
Phant is coming up on Mothula, which is kind of a somewhat glitchy in how you damage it boss. Quite annoying to defeat, but with the Tempered Sword and Fire Rod, it's not going to be too bad.
This is me. So
Yeah, so that room, all the floor moves in random directions. Wow, what the crap. I didn't even get to talk about it. Come on, dude. Oh, man.
hey, it's the green pendant.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We checked that, and I didn't tell you that
Should we turn it in right now? I think we just go
wanna
see
go
what it
turn it
is.
in?
We got so much stuff already. I think I want to turn it in. Yeah, let's turn it in.
That's a cane. You want that. So I just found what's called the Cane of Samaria. That is one of 2 canes in this game, and they both are magical items that allow you to do certain things. The Cane of Samaria in particular is incredibly useful because it allows you to drop a block that can interact with stuff in the game world. If you push it into enemies, I don't know why I'm going this way because I can't finish the dungeon yet. If you push it into enemies, it will deal a bunch of damage to them. Hello? Where you at? Kill me. And also you can use it to hold down certain switches in certain dungeons, so that's pretty nice. But that is also a required progression item for a couple dungeons later on, so it's pretty important that I get that. I guess I'll just follow you into Skull and finish that up while you go check that pendant.
Yep. And I got to remember to go grab that cane later on. Did you explain the Cane of Samaria? I was like
Yeah.
too focused on Mothula, man.
Yeah, I explained the case. I guess we'll explain Mothula when I get to it, because I'll probably suck a lot more at it. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully
I don't
not.
know why. For some reason, I thought I had the mirror. So I was going through this area trying to be really, really smart. I was like, oh, if I go into the dark world, I can mirror to transition back to the light world, go turn in my green pendant. It's like, oh man, this routing is going to be amazing. And also I come over here, get my bottle, go get my boots. Well, I'm dumb. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't have the mirror. But thankfully, I know for a fact that the mirror is going to be somewhere on the right side in here.
Oh my goodness.
No, I have no idea what's going to be on the right side here. But wouldn't that be pretty amazing, though? Come on.
Yeah, so the mirror that he's referring to is an item that we'll hopefully find soon. It's called the Magic Mirror, and it does allow you to transition directly from the dark world to the light world, and leaves a
See, I
portal.
paused my menu to try and get the mirror again. See, I really want it. It's gotta
And
be
leaves
in
a portal in that spot that you can then use to go back to the light world. Oh, what was the item down there, by the way?
That was a full heart container.
Okay, that's nice. I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, so Pod is an interesting dungeon, aka Palace of Darkness Hobbs. If you haven't gotten it already, okay, good. So this is one of the dungeons I was talking about earlier on where you can avoid spending all your small keys in order to optimally beat the dungeon with as few as possible. And I'm going this right side route in order to skip the front door of the dungeon, which uses a small key. And I currently have a single small key, so I'll be able to go a little bit deeper to check some more items while I'm over here. This will be the first time we get to use the bow. But hey, Mothula's coming up. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this boss is dumb. It's an awful butterfly that kills you. He flies randomly around the room. The conveyor floor randomly moves you around the room. His little shots that he shoots deal 2 damage apiece, and I only have 4 health left, so I'm a little bit terrified right now. And also, if he touches the spikes, any damage you've dealt is invalidated because he is not intended to die to that. But fortunately, it wasn't that bad, so I survived. And I will remember to go back and get that heart container.
Well,
that looked like a whole lot of nothing.
It was, but we're not done yet. Since I skipped the front door, I will be able to go a little bit deeper. Having the combination of the bow and the hammer allows me to take this route. There is a little minor glitch you can do to get here as well, but didn't need to do that today.
I have 10 hearts. I don't need to do this.
Yeah. But there's a couple chests in here I will not be able to get. Like this one, I tried to point to the screen. And,
I did that too earlier, dude. That one right there. Come on, guys. Why can't you see it? Maybe if I point at that one, which is showing the stream, maybe that'll work.
So I'm going to go to the back of the dungeon first, if I could aim my bow, but that beetle's just in there to ruin my day. These little enemies that kind of look like squid with little blue and red hats. They're very, very cumbersome. The red ones have a ton of HP. They bounce you around like crazy. It's not like a regular enemy where you don't get any knockback at all.
Ah! These enemies keep getting in the way. No, stop! Ugh.
Oh,
Right.
green pendant time.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking, dude. So, so the green pendant is normally the first pendant in the game. You take it to Sahasrara, that guy right there, and he gives you an item. In the vanilla game, the item that he gives you is the Pegasus boots, which I got earlier, and we were all like, oh man, it's the boots. But in this case, it's garbage. It's a 20 rupee pickup, which I don't really care for.
All right, so I ended up
nice?
getting this little golden coin. That's called the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, I'm coming in there.
There's also a small key to Tower of Hair in here. I know you're looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah.
We'll explain that later. But yeah, the Quake Medallion, there's 2 dungeons in this game that need a medallion in order to access. Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. There's 3 medallions, and it could be any one of those that accesses either of them. And
yeah, so right now Phant is doing a precise bomb jump. I've done a couple of these before, but Phant's is a lot more precise. In fact, it's pixel specific, so he needs to line up very carefully using pause buffering with the menu. That looks pretty good. But it's not. I think you were a little bit too far, possibly.
Yeah, I could have been too far away.
But yeah, this requires basically lining up with certain cues, like through the... why would I even bother going to the right side? It was garbage. Just going in through the front door I already opened.
The biggest reason, or in this case, a big reason to do that particular difficult bomb jump is that the dark maze is locked by a key, and by doing this, you save having to find one of the Dark Palace keys. And you got it.
Nope, don't need to do that.
And I can't open the big chest because in order to open up those large chests, you need the big key to the dungeon. But there's still 2 items over here in this little maze here. Ooh, I'm glad I went in there.
So those are the silver arrows, and this bow right here, remember I said it fires arrows, and those arrows are pretty powerful, but the silver arrows are way more powerful.
Hey, good. I don't have to go into Eastern Palace now.
And those silver arrows will also make our final battle against Ganon way easier, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on, but... normally, technically in the original game, you're assumed to be required to have the silver arrows to finish the game. In this case, we have other means of fighting him, but fortunately we don't have to do that. So
yeah. So I took another death warp there to set me back at the beginning of the dungeon. That's because there's one more item I need to get, and since we only had the single Palace of Darkness key, in order to minimize the amount we have to find later, I'm going all the way around this side again, taking some damage. But now you'll get to see what the silver arrows do to this little red mimic. They're mimics because they mimic your movement on the D-pad. Just one-shots everything. Very nice. Yeah, you could clap for that. All right.
Dang it, Phant. Ugh,
It's absolutely free.
the freest.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just collecting my silver arrows, and then I'll also collect that red potion, and then I'm going to head out and. What
Yeah.
What do we
And you'll probably want to stick around just in case this is available. So Vulajin's going to pause his screen, waiting for me to find out what this item is here at the bottom.
What,
and
the
if it's
drop-down chest? It's the boomerang.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me?
Sorry, I was focused on my side. I didn't hear what you were saying.
Well, you know, I've come this far. I might as well grab my darn boomerang.
So where are we going? Where's there to go right now?
You can check the Dark East Death Mountain. We got the Titan's Mitt.
You know what I was like? Wait, what?
Did you not go get the Titan's Mitt in Skull Woods? It was...
You lied to me. You liar.
No.
You liar.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to get it now. All right.
I will go to Dark East Death Mountain.
Great. Have fun there, man. I hope you have a great time.
These two have practiced non-stop since they got here.
Oh, God.
When did I told you Skull Woods was really valuable?
Yeah, you know what you told me it was? You told me it was a full heart. I was like, oh, it's fine. I got
Oh
10.
no!
I'm
Oh,
good.
I see what happened. I've assessed the situation. So here's what happened, and I'll explain it to you in great detail. So when
I'm
Vulajin
looking
asked
forward
that,
to it,
when
dude.
Vulajin asked that question, I was on my way to the first chest in Palace of Darkness, and he asked, like, "Hey, what was in that like bottom chest down there?" And I said, like, "Oh, it's a piece of heart, or not a piece of heart, a full heart container. You should go get it when you come over here."
is
But yeah.
Would you believe we played this game like co-op together before? I wouldn't believe it. only like a couple dozen times. It's fine. Anyway, so while I resolve this, he's going to go up to Dark East Death Mountain. So Death Mountain, like every other part of the game, has its Dark World mirror.
I do have. Oh yeah, I do have the Titan.
And on this particular version, there's 6 items you can collect. These 2 are in what's called Super Bunny Cave. Don't really worry about why. There's a pod key there. That's great. There's 6 total pod keys, and since Phant was able to skip the front door, and since he performed the hammer jump, he skipped needing 2 of those keys, which means theoretically he can finish the dungeon with only 4. And currently that puts you at what, 2, 3?
2 total.
Okay,
We only went into pod with a single small key, which isn't ideal, but hey, had a nice consolation prize.
So meanwhile, this is Hookshot Cave. It's named that for a fairly obvious reason. You have to hookshot to traverse it.
They
That
keep
has some
thieves
nice things in
down.
it. Let's go there.
Shouldn't you get your... Oh, you're going to come up here. Yeah, right. Well, you may just want to venture into Turtle Rock because you got the cane already.
That's true.
I know how much you love Turtle Rock.
I love Turtle Rock. If there were a dungeon that I could just do like forever, it would be Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so this is Turtle Rock over here. It's named Turtle Rock because it kind of looks like a turtle. See, there's his little face. There's like the little claw thingies. He's even got a tail in the back. Anyway, it's Ether Medallion.
That's
So-
skill right there.
Just a little bit ago, you saw that Vulajin did the hookshot dash, where if it's a glitch in the game where if you are on a staircase and you press the Y button for the hookshot and the A button for dash at the same time, once you get off the staircase, you will run just the dash speed with full control unlike a normal dash.
Right. I've done this a couple times. It's kind of a variant of a glitch called item dashing. This is, by the way, this is just clipping through a block using the hookshot. These are actually exclusive glitches to the 1.0 Japanese version of the game, which the Randomizer is based on, but all the text is actually swapped to English. So if you're thinking about playing Randomizer and you're like, oh, but you just said it was on the Japanese version, don't worry, like that never gets in the way. Like you can see all the text is English, so it's fine, even if you don't speak Japanese. If you do speak Japanese, actually, it might be kind of a disappointment, but that's all right. I think you'll live.
All right, so I'm going to enter Thieves Town. This is yet another dungeon. Vulajin went in here earlier on and found the Cane of Samaria. That's one of the required items to finish a couple dungeons. And I'm going to grab that, and since I picked up the big key on Death Mountain, I'm going to attempt to finish the dungeon. Hopefully finish the dungeon. Hopefully I'm not that bad.
I think with... How do you only have 8 hearts?
I've skipped a lot of them. Who needs hearts? Green mail is fine, right?
All right.
It's just a heart container.
It's just the heart container fan. Oh my gosh. So before I go to Turtle Rock, which I will do now just for the heck of it, I'm actually going to go to this other location called Spike Cave, except I'm not going to do that because, nah, I'll do it. Might as well.
You have a
I'm gonna
red
see if I can
potion?
get some, yeah, I do have that.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if I could get some health refill, but I couldn't, so whatever, it's fine. This cave has a lot of spikes in it. That's why it's called Spike Cave. It's rather unpleasant because it has a lot of spikes on it. And the spikes all deal 1 damage, so that's not a good time for anybody. But what we're going to do is drink this potion and try to get through here, but it's going to be hard. No! Screw the thing! Easy. No problem. That's the magic mirror. We talked about that a little while ago. No, I do have to save and quit to get out of here. So yeah, the magic mirror is going to allow us to traverse.
Well,
from
why don't you put that mirror to use and go check the Hera basement? You know that key we got earlier? Yeah. Yeah, go do it.
I don't like
This is
you.
co-op. You're supposed to help each other out.
Yeah, you're supposed to help me out, Phant.
Hey, it's not my fault you ask questions that are not specific.
Wow.
It's
All
just a
right.
heart container.
Just a heart container, dude. Don't worry, I'll only hold against you for a long time. It's fine. Anyway, yeah, I will take advantage of that mirror and go check the stupid Hera basement chest. The reason neither of us really wants to do that is because it's really slow, and you'll see why in just a little bit.
But you do get a nice break.
That's true. I get to put the controller down, take a drink, judge you while you're playing. I get to do all sorts of things.
Yeah, so I do have an announcement to make. This is going to be our last co-op scene together.
Thank God, dude.
Yeah, how about you go into Ice Palace, too?
How about you? Sorry, charity stream.
Family friendly, folks.
You're going to get
God.
me killed, you know?
I regret to announce that this is both Phant's first and last run at a marathon. Sorry.
Wow. That really hurt.
Anyway, so this is a dumb room where I just have to watch these towers come at me. I actually could have had a break here if I hadn't messed up a little setup to get some invulnerability here, but instead I just have to watch these towers fly at me and get hit by some of them maybe. I don't know, whatever. How's it going, Phant? Find anything good yet? Find any heart containers?
I don't think so. I kind of forgot what I found up top.
Yeah, that happens, man.
Oh, there's a key. Pod.
Of course it's the pod.
I forgot my fourth and final pod key that I'm going to need. Get over here.
All right, you happy? It's garbage.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So that's the red boomerang, or the magical boomerang, and it is better than the blue boomerang because when you throw it, it has little sparkles that make the game lag like crap. So that's an improvement apparently.
Who's
But
this
yeah.
person following you, Phant?
Huh?
Who's this person following you?
Oh, yeah, this. This is one of the maidens that we rescue, but spoilers, it's not a maiden. It's the boss to the dungeon. This thing
No.
blew my mind when I was a kid. Look at this. Oh, my God. What is this thing?
That
Furia, what is this
blind.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think I've seen Miria play as the sprite of this character at some point. But yeah, this is Blind the Thief. He's annoying, but the nice thing is that... why were you telling me to go into Turtle Rock? Who has Ether? Do you have
I didn't
Ether?
tell you to go into Turtle Rock.
You did. You absolutely did.
no.
You're like, you have Can. Go into
I said
No, he
maybe. Yeah,
Ah.
Hobbs has my back.
Don't lie.
You said, I'll go to Turtle Rock since I'm over here.
He said it first. Don't... we're going to have a fight after this. We have
Hey, Thief Town's a
serious...
crystal.
All right, good. I'm glad.
I forgot what he had.
I hope it was worthless. I'm just going to Thieves Town, dude.
There's
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
pod keys in there.
Why am I going to 4 to go to Thieves Town? Would you believe that we actually did like 5 practice scenes at the marathon and like around 10 before coming here? I wouldn't believe it.
Did you ever check all the bonk locations?
No. Do you want me to?
I'll do it. I'm already here.
All right.
Got the blacksmith. So this little guy following me.
I have the mirror. You could just made me do this.
Well, you're gonna be busy like catching up by clearing Thieves Town.
I'm just fighting words. He's afraid of the fact that if we end up even at the end, that I'm gonna win. Did execution in Ganon's tower?
You think it's just gonna be Ganon's tower, We're gonna be going in there to find a bunch of items in order to clear all the dungeons that everybody so kindly donated for. Thank you very much.
I've just gotten word that we're going to add an incentive for the post-run cage match, so... Stole that one from chat. Thanks, chat.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
So we're playing Randomizer, I guess. Things are happening. Phant was checking a couple locations that are specifically only accessible once you have the boots, because you have to, like, bonk. That is to say, run into a wall with the boots on a dash, and that will cause them to open up. But it looked like you didn't find anything.
Correct.
All right. Probably only a
I'm
heart
pretty
container.
sure. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, though. You may want to check all this blacksmiths anyway. And don't use the mirror. That makes it way too easy.
You afraid I'm gonna save time on you? You think I need that sort of advantage to beat you at the end? Once it becomes a race?
You're on a team.
Not at the end, dude. I want you to understand that once we get to go mode, which we'll explain a bit, it's a race. Unfortunately, go mode won't be for a long time.
All right, blacksmiths, here we go. Hey, it's a big key to Swamp Palace. That's nice, but Swamp Palace, unfortunately, is one of the dungeons where you don't even need the big key to beat it. I'm looking for the small key to go inside that dungeon. See, where should I go? Do I got my red potion? I do. I'm kind of low on hearts. I'm not comfortable going and grabbing that yet. I think I'll go do the. You know what? Let's go for it. We're going Ice Palace.
Oh man, do you have the? We got that. Wow, we got that so early. I forgot we had the flippers.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't have the flippers because I forgot.
Oh, wait, am I thinking of a different seed?
You are. We played a practice seed earlier on. When we
Oh
got the flippers
god.
super early.
So that's a hard thing about playing Randomizer is remembering whether you have items. You played more than one seed. Why am I going to this door? I don't have a key. See, that's another case of just like, oh gosh.
I'm going back in the pod.
See, this is why you never practice, Phant. All right, let me imbue my wisdom to you of marathon runs. Don't practice. That just makes it worse.
So I'm going all the way back to pod because I now have all the keys to check 2 more items in there. This is probably, if I had more hearts, I probably wouldn't do this, but I want to beat this game the intended way and not cheat my way through Spike Cave to get the mirror.
Oh, well, my fight's going pretty pear-shaped. Oh, owie. Ow. Stop. 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 Don't be alive anymore, thank you. Please don't applaud for that. Please applaud when I do something good. I'll try.
We've been waiting a long time for it.
I know, it's been a while. It's been 55 minutes and I still haven't done anything good, but we'll get there.
This is one of the rare rooms where sword beams actually helps.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
We're going to see it a couple more times. So I'm tempted. I'm hoping to gamble on which one's going to have, like, the cape or the cane. No, you know what? Cane's probably it's in Aga Tower, isn't it?
Cane of Samaria?
No, the cane or the cape that allows you to put Spike Cave into the logic.
Yeah, so there's two. There's another cane called the Cane of Burna that allows you to deploy a ring of sparkly protection around yourself that makes you invulnerable temporarily. And then there's also the cape, magic cape. Of course, it's the magic cape. Everything's magic. That allows you to become invisible temporarily. And both really nice items. Both make Spike Cave a lot easier than how I had to do it. But unfortunately, we haven't seen them yet, so question marks. Also, I didn't bother asking whether Phant had checked this location called Hammer Pegs yet, because I don't trust him anymore.
Well, I didn't check it. Was it anything good?
No, as it turns out. It's just a heart container, man.
No.
It's an arrow booster, so you're fine. We've glossed over those completely, but you know, arrow boosters. If you see an icon that has like a plus blah 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 on it, that means that increases the maximum number of arrows or bombs, respectively, that you can carry, which is nice to have, but not like required by any stretch of the imagination.
In Randomizer, instead of buying them as wishes from Venus in Lake Hylia, they're just shuffled into the item pool.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that normally are like, wait, you don't get this as like an item from a chest somewhere, but they're just in the Randomizer, they're just out of chests like anything else, which is really cool. So like things that you wouldn't normally expect to be pulling from chests are. Did you check K45?
No, I didn't have the mirror. I still don't have the mirror.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I meant Stumpy.
Oh, I'm
actually.
already up here. Let's go give it a shot.
I meant Stumpy though, actually.
I did check Stumpy,
Okay.
but I don't remember what it was.
Well, you should check K45.
I
Because that's
see.
a gold sword.
I see.
That is the 4th and most powerful level of a sword, and it will make killing anything else for the rest of the game very trivial, so that's nice to have. Meanwhile, this thing I'm doing right here, real quick, is I'm walking this purple chest. After you rescue the blacksmiths, there's a purple chest left behind in the equivalent of their house in the Dark World. So I can...
You really didn't trust me, did you?
No, yeah. Also, I'm just on autopilot sometimes while talking. But this chest, you have to carry it around, and if you dash while carrying it, it gets left behind like that. So I don't want that to happen, because I need to carry this all the way over to this thief/treasure hunter guy. His name's not Locke, but that would be thematically appropriate, I suppose, relative to my sprite. And he'll open this chest for me, and we'll see what we get.
So I went back and picked up another heart there just to make this Spike Cave trek a little bit more forgiving. He cut it pretty close going in there. But I got a red potion on me, I think. Yeah. Okay, good. And 10 hearts, so I should be able to make it through no problem. I say that.
We haven't been in desert at all, have we?
No, we haven't.
All right, cool. I'll do that, yeah.
All right.
So right now, the location that I'm checking is the Bombos tablet. So you might have noticed that I had a whole bunch of locations to check as I was kind of making a trip through the Dark World there. This is a big key to Turtle Rock. That's nice. We're
We'll
going
need
to
that later.
So part of what's interesting about Randomizer and playing Randomizer is coming up with an efficient route so that you can cover all these different locations and check whether they have something that you actually care about. So there, I knew that there were certain locations that I hadn't checked that were along the way there, and I knew I needed to do that walk to take the chest to the thief guy. Wow, okay, so this gentleman, Agina, has in the back of his cave the key to Ice Palace. That's pretty nice.
Oh, crap.
It's all right. It's all right. You're good. Probably.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, you're fine. That's so fun.
The Ice Palace big key is for, at least for experienced runners, is not required to beat the game, and it'll only get you one item thanks to the Ice Palace bomb jump, which I'm sure we'll see later.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we already have Kane, so there's a possibility we might not even need to.
Yeah, so if you look,
we'll get that.
if you look
We'll get there.
closely at Vulajin's screen, he's taking this like really slow entrance into desert.
Which
See,
I don't
I'm-
need to do because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing the much quicker entrance from
Shut
the
up.
Dark World.
Shut up.
It's okay. I could do desert now since I'm ahead of you.
All right, fine. You want to be like that? Quake medallion is required to get into Misery Mire.
Oh, we got it. We got that big key to Mire.
Splitting the uprights there.
You can go into Mire. I'll let you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, friend. There's a shovel. That's another fetch quest item. It will allow me to dig up one item in one spot in the world. I mean, I can also dig up stuff like bombs and arrows, but I don't really care about that. What I care about is progression items. You want to talk about the torch there?
Yeah, that was an item on a torch. Like, see this thing right here. That's locked by the boots, which I have, but it was a useless item, so I didn't need to worry about it. Small key to swamp. Hey.
That's really important.
Was anything in the checkerboard
No.
cave?
Compass.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm done here. I don't have any keys. Anything in the Mire shed?
Shovel was there.
Okay, I'll go grab that shovel. Then I'll let Vulajin have a lot of fun in Misery Mire.
I'm looking forward to it, dude. Mire's great.
And I'm instead going to venture over to Swamp Palace. We just got the small key, have the big key for it. Wait, don't have the dang flippers. Where are the flippers? See, We've been playing too much.
Yeah, we played like this is our third seed today, and since each seed is different, it's very easy to get confused about like, well, which thing had which. Who even knows? So I'm gonna kill a couple of these guys, hoping to get a heart drop. There's one. That's cool because I want to have sword beams because this room, coming up in a moment, has a whole bunch of enemies, and you have to kill every one of them to get through it, including these Wizrobes, who are a real pain because they spawn in and out. And you can actually do this room even faster than I'm doing it. This is about as fast as I can do it without practice, but you can also use the fire rod to kill things even quicker. But that was pretty good, so I'm not too disappointed. I also don't have a small key to this dungeon, which is actually uncommon in Key Sanity to enter this dungeon without having a small key. So I'm going to have to do a slightly slower and different navigation route. But, like, parts of this dungeon that you might not normally see in, like, if you just watch, like, a Link to the Past speedrun, you get to see in Randomizer because there's all these chests that have, like, arrows and bombs and, like, 20 rupees and all sorts of crap that you just don't care about in a normal speedrun. But in Randomizer, they could have, you know, the Moon Pearl, the Fire Rod, the Gold Sword, whatever. They could have anything.
All right, so I'm going to go grab the purple chest. Wait, the purple chest was nothing, or?
It was nothing.
Okay,
no
yeah, that's
problem.
right, okay.
You can ditch it.
It was the Bombos tablet that had the big key to Ice Palace.
Ice Palace was Agina.
That's
but
right.
You want both. Bombos and Agina. Both. Do both. Both are the ones that you want. Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All both.
Got them.
Oh, God. No. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
And I want a K45. I don't remember what it was, but I remember you saying, hey, go here.
Gold sword.
That's right.
Go get that.
Let's go grab that.
That's a nice upgrade to your killing capability.
Now just keep on dunking into the water again. You know, those flippers, where are they?
I don't know, man, but this is where you start thinking about, like, okay, what do I need in order to progress in this seed? Flippers are a key item right now. Flippers are blocking us from entering Swamp Palace because there's water that you need to swim inside it. And they also technically block us from going to the Ice Palace dungeon because there's water there. However, we could do a minor glitch called fake flippers if we wanted to get to Ice Palace. Unfortunately, we cannot do fake flippers inside swamp, so there's no way to use that to skip the swamp requirement. But we could skip the Ice Palace requirement if we needed to.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm sick of waiting for him.
You just going? You're going to Ice?
I'm going to go in.
Oh, man. Everyone loves Ice Palace, dude. It's such a great dungeon.
But I think I want that butter sword before I head in. So the gold sword has the nickname the butter sword for a couple reasons. One, it's kind of like buttery colored. It's the most powerful sword in the game. It cuts through things like, well, you can guess.
Butter.
Yeah.
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 It also makes a very satisfying, if you listen to the sound it makes. Oh, it's so satisfying, dude. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Feels good.
What if the audio wasn't even on your feed? Maybe they didn't even hear it.
It was.
I don't know, man.
It was? Okay.
Wow.
Darn.
You could just left this in suspense, Hobbs.
Just a heart container.
Just the architect. Oh, God. All right, so Mystery Mire has these two sides to it. The left side I just explored requires the fire rod to light, well, fire rod or a lamp, to light a bunch of torches for a couple puzzles, such as they are, to be able to get a couple items. And then the left side has the big chest of the dungeon. So we kind of glossed over this a little bit, but every dungeon has a big chest, and normally the big chest contains, like, the key item of that dungeon. Stuff like the hook shot, the hammer, the moon pearl, things like that are all key items found from various dungeons in the game world. But in the randomizer, of course, they could contain anything. Oh, Lord, that's right. I came in with no keys, which means I have to do the dumb thing.
Yep. So how's your Mire trek going?
Well, I'm down to 4 hearts.
Okay. So
Yep.
that reminds me. So you may have noticed recently, like, Luigi got a change of clothes. He's now kind of like blue colored. That's a male upgrade. And what the male upgrades do is they reduce the amount of damage that you take. And it's pretty nice. Now, blue male makes things a lot more comfortable. Oh, hey. There's the cape.
That's nice. I like that item.
Okay, yeah.
Almost got obliterated by that Wizrobe shot. If you ever played Zelda 1 and haven't played Zelda 3, this one, Wizrobes are terrifying and you know it. They're not less terrifying in this game. They're possibly worse. I'm not sure. I don't play a lot of Zelda 1.
Believe me, the ones in Zelda 1 are way worse.
All right, fair enough. Miria would know if anybody.
All right, well, like I said earlier, I'm really sick of waiting for flippers.
Oh God,
So
stop taking
I'm
damage.
just going to place a bomb here. Wait for it to go off. Head up, go over. And hey, look, Luigi's got these adorable, like, goggles on. I
Never
love
seen
it.
those before. I did not know it did that. That's
Yeah, it is. This sprite truly is amazing. Thanks everybody who donated for it. This is Ice Palace, one of the various dungeons we need to go through. I think you can guess why it's called Ice Palace. And you know, everybody's favorite mechanic in any game is ice physics. So you go in, you're like slipping around, and it's fun. Thankfully we have the boots, which makes it a little bit easier.
right. The boots allow you to get some actual purchase on the ice and just stop your momentum. So that's pretty nice. I'm going into this boss Vitreous. Meanwhile, this boss sucks a whole lot, but I have silver arrows, so it'll be a little bit easier. Please don't shoot lightning. Thank you. Alright, so that's one deep-fried Vitreous there. Silver arrows, as I mentioned earlier, are...
Well, I'm glad I came here.
I bet the icon is self-explanatory, but in case it's not, those are the flippers we've been talking about. So there you go. We've got access to Ice Palace officially in Logic,
And Swamp
as it's
Palace.
usually referred to.
Leave it to a mire to unlock a swamp.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice. Was there anything in Desert? Did I need to get something here?
I don't think so.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna go in. I'm sure there's nothing here. Don't worry, dude. I trust you a little bit.
I really had to stop myself from talking.
I have like a shred of trust left. At least one shred. It's a small shred.
So I do have the big key. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
The shred's gone, dude. The shred is gone. There's no more shreds. I'm going to swamp. By the way, this is a dumb glitch that I'm doing. It's the same item dash that we talked about earlier, where if you press the item button, which is Y, and the dash button on the same frame, dash button's A, then it will cause you to just reset the ocarina song. Sorry, flute song. It is an ocarina, but whatever. Also, I'm going to pronounce it alternatingly between ocarina and ocarina, just to make sure that anybody who feels very strongly about it gets upset at some point.
Also, don't worry, the sound wasn't on you that time anyway, so nobody could hear what you were talking about.
Well, they've heard it previous times I've fluted, because I do it every time, because I'm weird.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually not sure the audio has ever been on you while you were using the flute so far.
Man, Sicky's asleep at the wheel here, not letting me do my sick memes. This is ruined.
Oh, wait, what am I doing? There's one more thing I do want to demonstrate in here, and I'll get to it later on towards the end of the dungeon. Nothing, like, really related to anything we have to do, but something that's kind of cute. So far, nothing in here, I promise you.
All right, I'm trusting you.
I can tell you whether or not
Really not
Desert is a
trusting you,
crystal
but-
or a pendant, but
Okay, I'd like to know. I had to incidentally, so to open the way into Swamp Palace, I had to go back to the light world there and release the water in the dam. We did that earlier to get access to an item, but that actually resets. That's a nice item. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, the water state actually resets when you leave the swamp area. So I had to do it again to actually have water inside the swamp dungeon. Just one little way that the Dark World and Light World are like clearly connected, which is kind of a cool theme in this game. There's the Desert Small Key. There's the Desert Compass. I also just got the Ether Medallion, which is, again, one of the 3 spell medallions that you can get in the game. Normally they come from those tablets that we mentioned earlier that you can check with the book, but in this case, we just found them randomly in the first chest of the swamp.
okay, so I did find the big key to Skullwoods. We didn't need that to beat the dungeon, but it's nice.
It could have something, potentially so.
And I also found a castle tower small key in Ice Palace. Why are you sad? We need this anyway.
I know. I just don't want to do it.
So Castle Tower, that's normally like the final little dungeon of the Light World. You go through there, you fight this guy called Aghanim, nickname Agathour. Oh, there's another pocket. Not that way. So we need to go there as part of the all dungeons incentive that was met. And it's definitely a place most randomizer runners do not want to experience in their run.
Yeah, it's basically about 6 minutes of working your way through Aghanim's Tower. There's a bunch of enemies, there's a bunch of combat, which is cool. Like, it's a challenging area to do, but it is like 6 minute time investment in a randomizer. And mostly, a lot of people who play randomizer play it as a race against someone else doing the same seed. So that means that if you have to spend 6 minutes traversing Aghanim's Tower, not getting potentially any items.
Okay, so really quick on my screen, I just want to show something off. This is what's called Bunny Beam.
Oh.
And when you grab it, it changes your sprite. So now I'm the original NES Luigi. There's also another one for Vulajin sprite that we may get to see soon. But
Sure, I'll take a detour in there.
It's pretty
show that one
adorable.
off.
So I'm approaching a boss called Cold Stare, sitting at 5 hearts, which is a little scary. This guy hits like a truck.
Fortunately, you have half magic and fire rods. So
And
that'll
I
make
also
it
bought a
little
blue
bit easier.
potion, so if I take like one hit, I'm gonna like chicken out and drink a potion, because I do not want to come back here, because venturing all the way down to the boss room of Ice Palace, it takes ages.
Yeah,
So
I don't know
need
if
to-
you noticed how long it took him to navigate this dungeon. But in any case, here's Cold Stare. He has a shell. You have to break it with the fire rod, 8 shots. And you put him in the corner with the gold sword. You spam it a couple times, and there he goes. So that was textbook.
Hey, another big key.
Oh, there's a third pendant.
Yeah. You know what that means?
Want to jump in real quick and remind folks that we still got a bunch. Seem to have lost audio. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but we got a bunch of incentives coming up later on throughout the night and throughout the rest of the weekend. And the next closest one that hasn't been met yet is that F-Zero GX Task Showcase, which is a little under $700 away. So let's keep those donations coming, folks. Work on making that happen.
So as I venture into Misery Mire here, I'm going to ask Vulajin another question. What can I skip?
So the left side, as far as I recall, is skippable. I think actually the vast majority is skippable except Vitreous, but maybe just get everything but the left, because both
do.
of our memories have been real spotty today. So let's not risk wasting a whole bunch of time here.
We all know how much you can trust my judgment. So
So in any case, just a moment ago, I found the big key to Desert Palace. So that actually means both keys to Desert Palace. There's one small key, and of course, there's always a big key. We're located inside Swamp Palace, so that's pretty interesting. So there's a kind of a hard, line through the boss of Misery Mire to Swamp Palace to then get the keys for Desert Palace to go finish that, and we'll see where that leads us. There isn't always just a clear single path to follow, but occasionally there is. There's another pod key as well. So I think that's all the pod keys?
pretty much.
Between both of us. Neither of us individually has all of them, but I think together we have all of them. And those
Okay,
were for
that's
Turtle
important.
Rock. How many do we have for Turtle Rock? 3 for Turtle Rock. Are you at 2?
I'm sitting at 2.
Good, excellent. All right, so Turtle Rock has 4 locked doors in it that you need to open with keys that are theoretically obtained through chests. There's also, as you might have seen sometimes, there's keys that you can obtain from killing an enemy or lifting up a pot, like the one I just did just there. And those keys are not randomized. Those are always the same as normal. So in Turtle Rock, there's a couple of those, but there's 4 doors that you have to open with the keys you obtain from chests and stuff. So we have 3 of them, which actually allows us to complete the dungeon. Oh, this is Argus, by the way. He has a lot of puffballs. You pull them away with the hook shot and you kill them. It's not very hard, especially since I have Gold Sword. It's a lot harder if you don't have, nice equipment, but... Dude. Alright, so once you've done that, he'll drop on you a couple times, and you just use sword spins. You alright?
Nice. Yeah. Oh, hey, look at
Wanna go to Spike Cave?
that. No, not again.
That's actually pretty rude for, both of the items that would have been needed for Spike Cave were kind of buried. This was all the way at the end of Swamp Palace, and the cape, the other item that allows me to do Spike Cave, was elsewhere. I forget.
That was the big spot.
Right. Did you check Lake Hylia Island?
I didn't have the flippers. Why would I go over there?
Oh yeah, I have them. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna check Lake Hylia Island.
Very good. Just blind check it. We have no idea what it's going to be. He's going to pick up something. You hope it's good.
Yeah, so the
I've gotta
flippers.
guess.
A hard container. Yeah, so the flippers, in addition to granting you access to a couple dungeons, also give you access to a bunch of locations on the overworld. One of them is this. You go to this spot where there's an island in the light world, and you pick up a small key, apparently. Small key to Misery Mire.
Hey, that's useful. It's
Yeah,
not useful.
no, it's not useful anymore. Neither of us needed that to finish Misery Mire, so.
So Ninja Love is about to check out the guy, the homeless guy under the bridge, or at least we assume he's homeless. Poor guy.
I mean, maybe he lives here. Maybe this is his home.
He's got a tent set up. I mean,
It's
it looks
true.
pretty cool to me.
Oh, man. So what does he got for me? Normally it's a bottle. In this case, it is a small... Come on, dude. I don't need your Mire small keys anymore. I'm done with Mire. I got everything. Actually, Mire's an interesting dungeon in that regard. Theoretically, the randomizer logic, so there's a computer algorithm, right? And it has certain rules that it follows to make sure that you can actually beat the randomized game. And for Misery Mire, there's those two chests I mentioned that are blocked off by the torch puzzles. It actually assumes that in order to get access to those chests, you have all three... Go in the portal, please. That you have all three of the Mire small keys. And I didn't when I went in. I had none. But that's okay because I know how to do the dungeon properly. The randomizer actually assumes that if you go into a dungeon, you'll use the keys in, like, the worst possible way and potentially, like, run yourself out of keys. Oh, a lot of love there.
Ah, I poked him.
Hey, Miria, what was on that ledge?
Why should I answer?
It was a piece of heart.
Piece of heart.
I don't trust either of you now.
Hey, this
What
is
if I
one
tell
thing
you
I
it was a piece of heart?
guarantee you it was a piece of heart. Let's build our trust back.
All right,
Phant?
I trust you slightly more now than I previously did.
Phant only knows because he didn't remember, and then Miriam told him, so...
You know, I noticed something Vulajin has equipped. Do you want to go somewhere?
Where?
Do you have the pendants?
No, man. Ice. You want me to go to ice? I'll go to ice. You go
Go to
somewhere
Ice.
else. Do whatever
I'll go
you
to
like.
Swamp. I need to finish that off.
So what do I need to check in Ice Fan? Is it just dang near everything?
No, just check. I think you can skip the first chest, the big chest. But just get it all, man.
Yeah,
Get
I
it
think
all.
I'll just
Get
get
it all.
everything. Like, I remember you saying like 3 distinct things. that
I
I'm like,
remember at the very least that iced tea was useful. It was a key of some sorts.
Okay.
It's also a delicious beverage.
Yeah. Iced
so-
tea. Well, you explain when you get there.
Yeah, I will.
Iced tea is a thing.
It's a room. It exists. All the rooms in this game have not all the rooms. Sorry, all the locations in this game have different names and stuff. So there's like Super Bunny Cave in the Dark East Death Mountain area, and here there's like this penguin room. I actually don't know what this room is and is called in Randomizer, but oh, there's a Gan's Tower key. That's actually potentially useful. We still. Oh wait, no, we don't. We couldn't possibly need anything from Gan's Tower. Yo, that's awesome. Do you know how awesome that is?
It's incredibly rare. So the reason why we were scared about that is we need all 7 crystals to enter Ganon's Tower, but we don't need the pendants to enter Ganon's Tower. And because of that, there's a very high chance that something needed to finish one of the pendant dungeons is hiding away in Ganon's Tower. But since I already have all 3 pendants, well, we know that we're not going to have to be hunting around for anything in there. And since all the other dungeons have to be clearable before that, I'm not going to have to worry about it. Can I trust you to not check left side or check left side?
No, you need to check left side. The big key for desert was on the left side.
See, normally in co-op, the real beneficial part of co-op is that you get information from your partner about which chest to skip in a dungeon. But since our memories are so horrible, we end up full clearing everything anyway, so...
Real quick, I'm going to do this skip here. I actually don't need to because of the key counts, but I'm going to do this skip called the Ice Palace Bomb Jump. This is another really precise bomb jump where you just kind of do this and magically get across. But basically, it's actually like nearly pixel perfect, but it turns out there's a really reasonable setup for it. It's just nice to be able to pull it off quickly, and it looks cool.
But can't Esperterra fly? Like, that's her thing in Final
Probably,
Fantasy VI,
but she has to make like loud screeching noises, and I'd actually rather not do that. Sorry, I do that. Can't help myself. The music's so good.
I'd love to interrupt you with something, but we're slacking on the donations, folks. We got to get that in. Start helping out Direct Relief so they can help out some other people.
These would be great times for Hobbs to be able to say something, too.
I know, I would
because,
love to, but really all I've got is just a heart container.
Your goal was to get hit by that. We need to see what
No,
this
no,
ride
no.
is.
I'm saving it for the later one.
Okay, all right. That was faster, though.
You're faster. See, I'm trying to help build the trust back up.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I really take that comment to heart.
All right, apparently that was worthless.
That was also worthless. Thanks, Vulajin.
You're welcome. There's probably a heart container.
I think you both found maps at the same time.
Yeah, and unfortunately at this point, maps are completely worthless for us because we already know what's a pendant, what's a crystal, and we've already got all 3 pendants anyway, so...
I have all 3 pendants.
Well, we're going to both have them shortly. Mr. Pedantic here.
Yeah.
Don't ruin the fragile trust we're building, sir.
Pendantic.
Can we both just agree that he's awful?
Yes.
Okay. I
I'm
don't
the
know why I
best.
put this. Oh, good.
I think you could skip the big chest. Maybe.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Got him.
Trust eroded. This is a race now.
That
It's
is
gonna be-
one place I did remember.
So I actually could have done a faster route to get to this next room, but it's easy to forget exactly how you're routing a dungeon when you're busy talking to your partner, quote unquote, about how much you distrust him.
Yeah, so right now we're still just cleaning up a couple of the other things that the other runner has done or not done. That's
Oh my
because,
God,
like, really
please.
everything was in Swamp Palace, and now we still need a couple more things, just a handful of things. And one of them could be on this thing called the pedestal, but they may have to check that later.
All right.
Oh, you didn't talk about why the room was called Iced Tea.
Oh yeah, because it's shaped like a T and it's icy. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
That's about it. That's about it.
That's the whole thing, dude.
It's straight to the point that everybody recognizes it.
All right, so now I'm gonna show off the bunny beam sprite for Terra. It's
Just
Terra.
the regular, just the, yeah.
You get it? You get it? I actually really like that. That's a really great touch. There's other like similar kind of clever joke versions of ow, stop killing me. No, stop killing me. The opposite of killing me, please. It's cool. No one ever dies to cold stare.
Oh,
Right?
man. 2 hearts.
Dude,
That's scary.
That's 2 more than I need.
Okay, good luck.
John Madden. Oh, I wish I had Bombos. I have a B. All right, I got this, dude. We're going B strats.
I'm pretty sure B's. Okay, all right.
All right, easy.
Yeah, that was potentially very scary because Vulajin was at 2 hearts. Literally any touch from one of those big puffy eyeballs would have killed him. You got it.
Or one of the little puffy eyeballs, too.
Really, anything. Any touch from anything. I would have been very, very sad and disappointed. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea where we are on Crystal or Pendant progress. I think I'm going to go Desert.
Yeah? Yeah, desert's good.
Psychomaniac dropped $10 to Direct Relief. He just said, hey.
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 What's up?
Phant making quick work of Argus here. Again, pull the puffballs with the hook shot, and then
Spin to win.
wait for him to jump on you and do that. So since
Oh
we're
yeah, that
still-
was here.
Yeah. Since we're still in need of a couple things, I will go inside Desert. There's 3 spots in this main part of the dungeon that I can access now that I have the big key and the small key. The big chest is over to the left here. In the vanilla game, this has the power gloves. So you get them pretty early, but not until the second dungeon of the game. In this case, it will have a key to Turtle Rock.
I should probably
That's
go
all of
grab
them.
that before we head up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, for sure. So now we have all the keys for Turtle Rock, and that's good because it's going to allow us to open every location in that dungeon. There's one really dumb chest in Turtle Rock that nobody ever wants to have to open in a randomizer, because if you do, it costs a key and might force you to have to go find the last straggler key somewhere in the world. But fortunately in this case, ow. Oh god. Now you can see this BMOS is about to shoot me in the back. But we're fine, everything's alright. And, oh, that's nice. That's the magic powder. That is a super incredibly nice item. So throughout the game, you have probably seen these little spinny red and white enemies. They're called anti-fairies. And they're very aggressive and rude. If they touch you, they deal some damage and also eat your magic. But now that we have the powder, we can actually use the powder on those enemies, and it turns them into regular fairies, which restore 7 of your hearts if you eat them, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. If you have a bug net and an empty bottle, you can also catch them. And when you die, they will revive you and give you 7 hearts. But hopefully we don't need to worry about catching any of those. So I'm coming up on the boss of Desert Palace, Landmolus, Vulajin close behind here. And this is pretty straightforward, but can be difficult to get like the optimal cycle. I'm going to be attempting to shoot each one of these with a silver arrow. If I do it right, they'll all die right as they pop out of the ground. This is not the easiest.
Nicely done.
God.
I'll be going for the same thing, slightly different setup. I'll just go right in the middle here.
Nice.
I didn't want to be one-up by you, you know.
No, I still need to go grab a couple things in Desert here. So Vulajin gets to do the next bit of trailblazing.
Well, what do we got to finish?
You can go check the powder.
All right.
You check the big chest.
Yes. Key.
Turtle Rock.
Yeah, get that. That was the one you want. The others are, I want to say crap. Why am I going that way? So I'm trying to check the magic powder while also talking to Phant, which is challenging. So when I say check the magic powder, yeah. Anyway, don't worry about that. So when I say check the magic powder, there's one location that is that requires the magic powder to activate, and you get one item here. So it is sort of a fetch quest item in addition to having the nice effect that I mentioned earlier. The item you normally get here is the half magic upgrade, which of course we already got. In this case, what we are going to get is garbage.
Well, that was exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. All right, that was there. You wanted that.
Yes.
Good.
Well, is it time?
It's time. Let's go.
So there is. I don't think we were thinking of the same thing. I mean,
No,
if you want to make a shopping trip, you can go. You can
Shut
go
up.
for it.
We were thinking of the same thing. It's fine.
Yeah, so you may have guessed it. There is a location in this game, one of the most annoying locations in the game. But as part of the all dungeons incentive, we threw in. This is the wrong way. We threw in the incentive to pull the pedestal blind. And the pedestal requires all 3 pendants.
Oh my god, get out of my freaking
For that. Okay, it's fine. I'll wait for you. Come on.
Aw.
I'm not going to wait much longer. You better hurry up.
I'm getting there.
It wasn't required. Spoilers. I'll go check Pyramid Fairy. You can go do some other dungeon like Pod.
Yeah, we have to finish Pod, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
We have to
yeah.
finish everything.
I know,
Yes.
but I don't remember what everything is. Yeah, Pod's definitely in the mix, so I'm going to go finish Palace of Darkness. Did we finish Eastern?
No, we don't have the big key to finish Eastern.
Fire. You're right. Weird.
We only need a handful of items to finish the game. We need the Eastern Palace big key. We need the second Castle Tower small key. We also need, I believe, the GT big key. Don't think there's anything else we need.
I want to say that you're right on all those things. We have all the keys for Turtle Rock, which is one of our remaining dungeons.
I think I'm going to head up there next.
We have like 1 billion keys for Pod, so we're more than good there. Did we ever check the big key chest in Pod? Or Harmless Hellway?
Nope, I haven't. I checked the other 2 locations.
Okay.
There is a mail upgrade for you waiting in the big key chest, but I did not check the
In the big key chest?
No,
Or the big chest?
that chest right there.
Okay, good. Thank you.
That one. So you notice I got another thing following me here. This is a big bomb, and it will unlock 2 items for me. And the requirements for getting this bomb is to collect the 5th and 6th crystals in the game. In the randomizer, like, the numbers of the crystal don't mean anything else. That's just how it was in the vanilla game. You needed 2 specific... What?
She's very blue.
Yeah, you needed to clear the 2 dungeons in order to be able to purchase this bomb. And inside, there's a fairy that you throw stuff in that will upgrade your sword and upgrade your bow. But in the randomizer, they just replaced it with 2 chests, and there was nothing there.
Alas.
So I'm going to go up the Turtle Rock if I don't mirror bonk. So mirror bonking, okay, I don't get it demonstrated here. I'm sure I'll mess up at some other place and be able to show you what a mirror bonk actually is. It's when you mirror in a place that you're not allowed to be in the game. It will stop the teleport and send you back to where you started. And it costs a ton of time. Don't do it. What?
Having trouble with my Samaria block. It's a rough life, dude.
See, I do have my keys. Yes, I do.
Alright, so I'll be finishing up Palace of Darkness. This last section of this dungeon is in the dark. So if I didn't have the lamp, it would be a very sad time for me, as I would be trying to navigate a bunch of rooms and fight a bunch of enemies in the dark. But fortunately I do, so that part's fine. There's also the very start of this dark section, there's a thing where I really wanted to have sword beams, so I wanted to have my full health, and I managed to preserve that, so I can do this. All that means is I don't have to switch weapons to activate that switch, because those tiles would have prevented me from doing it from close up. So, there we go. Saved so much time.
Alright, so I'm about to open up the dungeon entrance to Turtle Rock. You see this little medallion here? That's the required medallion that you need to open it. Luckily I have it, so I just cast a spell, and the entrance will appear. Look at this, SNES generation cutscenes. Very impressive.
Yeah, kind of like the ones where the walls slowly shift over the course of 15 seconds. Good times. Alright, so Helmasaur. I have to smash his mask off his face with 17 hammer hits. Don't ask why 17. And then once I break his mask off, I just swipe his face twice with the gold sword. And he's dead. Boy, gold sword's nice.
Yep. You can also shoot him in the face with a silver arrow. That one-shots pretty much every boss in the game, except Vitreous, for some reason, has 1 billion health. Ganon himself, and then bosses that are immune to arrows. So this is Turtle Rock.
Sure
I was
is.
riding on this little platform. This is a feature of the Cane of Samaria. When you place it on this, is the only spot it does this, where it just turns into this nice moving platform that you can sit on.
I guess I should just be
He's finally
following
on
you
your
right
audio for once, fool.
now. Yay.
We got to hear the thing. I just mean during the teleport, not like.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm not as unloved as I think.
No, I just meant while you were doing the little song thing.
That was red mail on the right side. Maybe a nice pickup.
Yeah,
Red
I'll get
mail is the upgrade to blue mail. It now reduces the damage I take by a fourth, or it makes everything deal 1/4 as much damage. So it's really nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me like little fireballs I can shoot as Luigi. I wish it did.
But you're not Luigi anymore.
Nah, it's more like Mario. But Mario isn't this tall, so you can still tell it's Luigi just cosplaying.
Secretly, what we're learning here is that Luigi wants to be Mario.
Secretly?
He's wearing it pretty openly here.
Turtle Rock's a fun dungeon. That room is god-awful.
Yes.
I don't have much more to say about it than that. It's terrible.
Yeah, those enemies deal a ton of damage. Heck, everything in Turtle Rock, the new
Yes.
enemies that you see.
Heck, everything in Turtle Rock. Agreed.
Yes, that deals a ton of damage. Still haven't found any of our 3 remaining keys that we're hunting for. But there's still, as you can tell by the convenient number on the top left of my screen, there's 8 more locations in here that could potentially have what I need. Now I have all 4 Turtle Rock small keys. There's only 4 of them. So I don't have to skip this chest beyond this door. Oh, hey. There's
Vulajin?
old Mario again.
Hey, Vulajin, did you
Yo.
get the ice rod from Zora?
Chat has been waiting for you to realize for a long time.
Well, if there's any question now about who is in the lead.
I would like to. Have we checked Ether Tablet? I think, maybe that would be good to check. I don't know.
Yeah, you can go check it.
Yeah, we're
go
gonna
waste
check
more
Ether
time
Tablet.
for me.
Shut your mouth.
It's okay. I'll give you the information to go mode Turtle Rock, maybe if you choose to trust me.
This is pretty much this is pretty much what this show promised to be right from the start. So I'm glad it's delivering.
Anyway, I'm headed outside of Turtle Rock. This will give me. I heard some ooze. Was that something?
Yeah, you needed
rupees.
it.
Okay.
It's garbage.
Okay. Are you sure? Can I trust you that it's garbage?
Yeah, you can't trust me that it's garbage. I'm too broken of a man to.
This is a fairly well hidden piece of heart because in the default game, because not many people think just like, hey, I'm doing a dungeon. Why don't I just go outside, mirror, and then go into this hidden cave in the light world and gets me the single arrow. It's, that's something. There's one of those in the game. It's probably the most useless thing. I was
sure the
already at
chat is-
35 arrows. I did not need any more arrows, but
I'm sure the chat is just filled with valid spam right now.
can we get a confirmation on that, Hobbs?
That is valid.
I'm still gonna die like on one of these bosses because of this.
So, find anything nice yet?
I haven't found any of our 3 remaining go mode items. I just found
Sounds
the.
good. I'll just skip all that crap.
Well, do you want the red mail? Do you want
I
to see?
really
do,
do not care about the red.
But we
mail
want to
right now.
know what the red Terra looks like. I'm assuming it's very similar to what you currently have, just a little bit redder.
You can just ask the sprite designer who's sitting behind me, I believe, what the red Terra looks like.
Can we open up like a donation incentive to force Vulajin to go grab the red mail?
Don't we all love the squirrels?
Yeah, so those are dead rocks, also known as squirrels, and they're really annoying. If you hit them, they turn to stone, which is sometimes nice because they get out of your way, but then other times they rebound directly into the path that you're trying to get to.
This is Laser Bridge, a high-density location in Turtle Rock. It's called Laser Bridge because there's these eyes that shoot lasers at you. There's a small key to Ganon's tower. So far, there's like nothing in here. There's the final Mire key. We can now full clear Mire by the logic.
Where's our EP big key? That's what I want to know.
Did we ever check the graveyard ledge?
Probably not. We
Yeah.
also may have left out big chests in a couple dungeons.
Yeah, I'll go check like the big chest of Skullwoods,
I
knock
think
that
that's-
out,
I think that's the only one.
and I'll also check. Well, Trinex could have something. Also check the catfish. You haven't been over there.
Wow, we
And
actually
I'll
made
also
it through an entire seed without doing catfish.
yeah. We could have finished the
Until
seed
now.
without it if you guys just weren't so generous and made us do all the dungeons.
No, we couldn't have because we need it for.
Oh dang, I forgot the
Pounds of
menu.
crystal.
Now I gotta wait for, because I didn't menu, you can't do anything on the menu until like a boss is done dying. So I just had to wait for that animation to end. I'm gonna try and set up a quick kill for Trinex. Wait, what? Okay. I'm gonna try and set up a quick kill for Trinex, getting that last shot at me. I'm gonna try and position myself, do a couple spin slashes, then slash him one more time. I missed it, but
Easy.
it's a little fast.
We'll talk a little more about that boss when I get there as well, just to explain exactly what's actually going on. So you checked
It's
the
a big
crappy
key.
chest, right? There it is. All
To
right.
Eastern Palace, all
We're
right.
Saved. All right, I need this idiot. Wait, you checked the crappy chest, right?
Yeah,
And it was garbage?
yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, see now there's only 3 things we need. Well, now 2
Get out
things.
of my way.
So the odds of me forgetting something important has dropped off a cliff.
Those chain chomps, by the way, deal like infinity damage. It's terrifying. They're the most terrifying enemies in the game, IMO.
Got time for a couple donations?
Go for
Yeah,
it, man.
go for it.
All right, we got a $2 anonymous donation. We've also got a $100 donation from Prolix. It says, just a piece of heart for these wonderful runners during the randomizer run. We've also got $100 from Anonymous. He says, really enjoying the detailed commentary and camaraderie between Phant and Vulajin.
Camaraderie?
Camaraderie.
Is that the word? Did you read that right, Hobbs?
What are you talking about?
Are you sure it didn't say like?
Everybody knows that enemies are the best friends. Anyways, they finish up with saying, always watch these without knowing what's going on. And now they can continue that trend.
All right, thanks, Hobbs.
Did you
Thanks
check
for all
the
your
big
donations.
chest in Palace of Darkness?
No, I did not. We didn't have the big key, I guess, huh? Oh
do
yeah,
have
we're
the
still
big key.
missing Castle Tower key.
Yep. We
Oh,
need a Castle
boy.
Tower key and the Ganon's Tower big key. That's it. What if it's in Castle Tower itself?
Could be.
Could be. Well, you know that door I didn't open up earlier? Well, we found all the keys in this dungeon. I could just freely open it and not have to worry about it.
Honestly, it might be faster to just still bomb jump.
Oh, to get to the... Oh, I was going to
Get
do
to the
that.
big
Yeah.
chest, yeah. Anyway, so let's catch all you guys up. So all we need to finish, since he has at least the Eastern Palace big key, and I'll have it very soon. That's the big key to the last dungeon that we need to finish. Once you have all 7 crystals, that allows you to get access to Ganon's Tower, which is the final dungeon. And at the end of Ganon's Tower, you fight another version of Aghanim, and then he, when you defeat him, flies away. Turns out Aghanim is Ganon. Oh my gosh, big surprise! And then he takes you back to his pyramid, and you drop into the pyramid, and you fight Ganon, and that's the final boss of the game.
You know what I just realized, and I'm very terrified?
Oh no.
We can clear all the dungeons in the game, and that unlocks Ganon's Tower. You know what we're still hunting for?
Ganon's Tower's big key.
The Ganon's Tower key. And we're also hunting for that Castle Tower
All right,
key.
so I was supposed to talk about this fight. There's 2 heads. They're red and blue. You use the opposite colored rod to make it vulnerable, and then you slash the head a couple times. Since I have Gold Sword, it's really easy. Then you hit his head a couple times, and he's dead. There you go. There's an explanation. Not a very good one, but it's too fast of a fight with all this powerful equipment.
Yeah, so while I'm going through here, I'll explain potentially the situation that we're in. In order to complete Ganon's Tower, you need the Ganon's Tower big key. And in Key Sanity, that key can be practically anywhere. And usually you find it when we're heading into Ganon's Tower itself. But we're running quickly out of locations to check, and we still don't have it. There's this very lengthy basement section that it could be in. Oh, I'm just out of range. And we may have to end up exploring that. We thought we were done. We had all the pendants. It's like, oh man, we got this. This is going to be so fast. But no, The randomizer has a very good sense of comedic timing, and who knows where we're going to find this big key. It could be anywhere. Oh, I never checked the Skullwood's big chest, that's right.
Ow.
Okay, so this is my attempt at Helmosaur. Should be pretty straightforward. 11 hearts, red mail. This is like the first boss in the Dark World you're supposed to face, so it's kind of simple. Doesn't deal too much damage to you. I'll do it slightly differently, just because Vulajin showed off the other way. Give another demonstration of these silver arrows. That's it. Easy boss.
Easy boss. Not so easy if you do a normal speed run, because you have a lot fewer resources than we currently have.
All right.
So we have 2 locations in eastern left. One of them I'm about to check, and that is the big chest. In the vanilla game, this has the bow. This is the first big chest you find. The bow is an incredibly helpful item and is required to finish this dungeon. Of course, we got the bow a very long time ago in Skullwoods, so instead we get rewarded with 20 bucks. But now we've got just the boss item left, and we'll see what we get here, and whether or not we're going to have a bad time.
Well, what's the worst thing it could possibly be?
I think we have all the fetch quest items, so it can't be really that bad.
I think the worst thing it could be is nothing, because then we're still going to be hunting for these darn items.
Bombos. Here's a thoroughly useful item for you. The third of the spell medallions.
So we're just in the same dungeon now, collecting our last crystals. And after this, all we have remaining are a few, like, one-off locations and Ganon's Tower itself.
So real quick, this is the Armor's Knights. Each of them takes 3 arrows to kill normally, but I have silvers, so... Ah, I missed. There we go. Bye.
Okay, it's not there.
Well,
Skullwoods?
Skullwoods, is that the only
Do
one
we-
we have?
or-
I think we had Ice Palace.
Or should we gamble G Tower? G Tower short for Ganon's Tower. Do we gamble?
We haven't done Catfish. We haven't done Graveyard Ledge. I don't think we do.
All right. Well, I'm going straight there after this.
Should make it an impromptu bid war. Get people to donate for gambling.
Everyone's going to donate for Gamble. It's going to be on Catfish, and we're just going to have to return later.
I'm okay with that for charity.
This is, I mean, so theoretically, the mathematically correct play is that you go to Ganon's Tower, because there's like 23 or 22 or something locations that can, 22? No, 22. Because it can't be in the big chest, obviously. Yeah, this is just like standard. Why am I not going to
Well, I'm
stall?
having an equally awful... Oh my god, okay.
Did you?
God, thank
I was going to ask if you ran out of arrows, but...
No, I got plenty of those. Remember, I got that single arrow up in Turtle Rock, put it to
Oh,
use.
that's true, so you're good. Yeah, set for the whole game.
I spent it on Helmosaur King.
Oh, I see. All right, so I'm going to do another bomb jump here to get to this big chest, except my normal queue to do this is based on the normal Link sprite. Oh, but that's apparently where it is, so there you go.
Got
And
it's a map.
it's a map. Oh boy, yay, a map.
I'm going.
You're going?
I'm going.
You're going to make this lopsided, dude.
No, because we're going to have to collect both of them in order to unlock something.
That's true. That's true. Oh my god, dude.
Is it really there? I thought
Remember
you checked
how
this.
earlier I came by and there was a key here?
Oh,
But
my
we
God.
didn't have the cape. This isn't a big key, but it might be.
It might be one of the
we
ones
still don't
we
have
need.
where's the cape? Where'd you get it?
It's the dick spot.
Ah, okay, all right.
This is like the second time you've done this. It's almost like you're trying
we're
to
gonna
lose.
fight. We're gonna fight afterwards. That's it. You're not getting your allowance this month. All right. So if I did this right, I shouldn't. I should be okay to go back to that mirror portal. So it will actually stay
What
there.
am I doing?
I'm gonna flute back there in a minute. Go away. and I'll be able to go back into the Dark World there, which normally you can't do. You can only go into the Dark World in specific spots. But your mirror portal stays behind, so it's actually really nice to be able to take advantage of that.
Can you not use the mirror from the light world to go to the dark
No.
world?
You cannot. No, it's one directional.
But it does leave this little sparkly portal for you to go back to.
Right,
So once
right.
you transfer, you have basically like a checkpoint you can go back to and head back to where you were in the light world. All right, well, I'm entering Ganon's tower. We're still hunting for that GT big key. So it's either going to be in chests 1 through 22 or nowhere. And it's elsewhere and somewhere Vulajin's going to be checking. We still need that castle tower key, which that could be.
I will take the actual blame for this one. I just completely forgot that cable was a thing that could be needed, so just forgot to check it.
You're not taking the blame for forgetting the ice rod? That was like the
I'm
first.
not. No,
Okay.
I'm definitely not.
That's 1, 2. I'll take this all the way to the right. There's a right side and a left side of this. This is the infamous tile room. We'll get that later, maybe. No. Why is that pretty funny?
Yeah, so the small key to Thieves Town. There is one small key for Thieves Town. It is used to access exactly one chest, and that is the big chest of Thieves Town. In the vanilla game, obviously the key's in the dungeon, and the big chest contains the Titan's Med, which of course we already have. But because we didn't have the small key, we were actually able to clear the dungeon, except the randomizer didn't expect us to do that. Okay, there's the castle tower
That's
small key,
3,
so that's worked out.
4, 5, 6.
I'm not checking the stupid small chest. I'm coming to join you. That's what's happening here.
We're at 6, right? I hope somebody back there is keeping track. Okay, all right. No, we don't
That's
count
7.
it if we get it, right? We just skip it? Okay, fine, we'll count it. All
Yeah,
right,
it
that's
counts.
7.
That's 7. Oh, God, these idiots. All right, so you should just be focusing on Phant's screen right now, because hopefully he's
8.
finding our big key.
9. Oh, God. Die. Oh, he's got in the corner.
10.
11. Hey.
The good old vanilla key dialogue. I appreciate you trying to help me catch up here. That's much
I'm
appreciated.
doing my best.
I wanted to have an exciting finish, and right now it's not going to be one.
We still don't know where that GT Vic key is. We're going to be back in Thieves Town. Just trust me on this.
12.
Oh boy. At least we already checked the Hera basement.
Yes, we did, I think.
Yeah, we did. Where's me? Where's garbage?
Oh, please. There we go. I'm at 1 heart. Oh, man.
Kind of need to be a little bit
Yeah,
more careful. my
well,
friend.
you know, I made a shopping trip earlier.
The patented Lou Dolphin shopping trip.
That is a blue potion at the low price of 160 rupees. You can buy it from the witch.
13.
It's Bombos. And it refills all of your hearts and also serves as a magic refill. Very, very nice to have. I wasn't even paying attention to my health, so thank you so much for reminding me, Vulajin. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Sometimes I do still care about you. No, I'm just kidding.
14. 15. 16. 17.
Boy, this is boding well, let me tell you.
5 more to go. Tile room may be a possibility.
The aforementioned tile room is pretty much the worst room in Ganon's Tower, so hopefully we won't have to do that. And you'll see why if we do have to do that.
It'll be hilarious.
Okay.
All right, so we're approaching a mini boss. So this dungeon has refights against all of the Light World dungeon bosses.
This is also Bob over here on the bottom right.
Is there
Say hi to
anything I
Bob.
need left side?
There's a castle tower key somewhere,
No, that was
right?
right side.
Yeah, you could just go all the way, the right side. So
Yeah,
there are
should've.
2 paths to get to this room. When you're full clearing the dungeon, you typically go right side mirror, then go to the left and end up in this room right here. However, it is accessible from the other direction. We just fought these guys not too long ago.
You know
But
what?
now it's on ice.
I'm just gonna chill right here and see what you can. Oh, well, I'm gonna get hit full mastered, but whatever.
Oh,
What
I
do
thought you
got?
were just. Oh,
No. I was gonna wait and see if I needed to do tower.
19, 20, 21!
There it is.
yes!
What a stupid dungeon. All right, so I'll go get that, and then I'll be joining him at the top of the tower. So slightly poor use on my part of the co-op ability, but that's all right.
It happens. But Vulajin is pretty good at this game. He can catch me. As much as I'd hate to admit it, he can catch me.
As I demonstrate my inability to catch you.
See, like, that was just textbook execution. It was not textbook execution.
I mean,
On
it's
these
an
roads.
out-of-print textbook that
Look,
was
I
bad.
even, like, bonked my sword on the Mimic, and I missed a shot. I'm just handing this to you.
Very slowly handing it to me.
I want to remind everybody that you're on the same team.
Not anymore.
No,
We're in
not
go
anymore.
mode.
Once we get to go mode, it's over, dude.
So,
now it's a race.
would you like to tell us what go mode is? I think we explained it once before, but just a
I don't
reminder.
know if we actually give like a real explanation, but yeah, go mode just means that we have every item required to finish the game. So we're done trying to find things, and now we're just in finish the game.
No, I'm going to take a detour here. This is the only place in the game where it expects you to use the side effect of the boots when you run into the wall to like bonk you and send you across a gap or something. Just a little bonus room, doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of cool. But there's a lot of other places, as we find out, that bonking is very useful. And saw Vulajin just do one right there. This is called the Gauntlet. It's a series of several rooms where it's just several groups of enemies. You have to kill all the enemies in order to advance. So you try to do this as fast as possible. There's a lot of RNG to some of the movements, but half magic and fire rod really makes this significantly easier than coming in with less equipment.
Boots are also really nice. Another favorite is the silver arrows.
How did that miss? So you may recall another boss we fought not too long ago. Does this room look a little bit familiar? Well, now they got a little thing in the corner shooting you, making things... Oh, wow, this is... Yeah.
Wow, they are being as mean as possible to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Vulajin, you need to go left to get a key.
Racing for it? Yes. Thankfully, Miria's on your team.
That's right, dude. Maybe it's because I'm more likable. I don't know. I'm gonna walk back upstairs despite you. There you go. We're not gonna mirror. I'm gonna walk back upstairs. Maybe you need the help.
I do need the help. I didn't get the fast kill in this room.
Yeah, well, with
This-
gold sword and silvers, you're not gonna need much help on the final boss. So.
Still just going through. This is a completely linear part of the dungeon. It's doing several callbacks to like the more difficult puzzles in the game of lighting all the torches. That's kind of slow. I wonder if I'll make it. Should be okay. Oh man, I'm slipping. We're good. Go through. All right. Get a full magic refill. I guess we never really mentioned that, but in the randomizer itself, any item that is like underneath a pot or the Dark World equivalent, like the skull pots, that does not change. It's
Yeah,
always the same.
That's actually incredibly important since, like, just knowing where hearts and, like, magic refills
I got another
and things like
key to
that
Skull
are.
Woods.
Why are you checking things? There's
I'm
only
just
one-
curious.
There's only one thing you need to check, dude.
Ah, yes. One thing exactly. So we had a donation incentive to open what is called the validation chest. It's the last chest that you normally get in the game, coming up after our refight against this lovely character right here. But with the gold sword, just like dash into him a couple times, get hit, and fall. And then we go up. So we go up to the right, up the stairs again, and we try it again.
Please hit the dude.
That is Troll Dorm, everyone.
Oh, man. Oh, you jerk! This is all my fault. This is all my fault.
I think he needs 3 falls to defeat Wildorm.
This is just like giving Vulajin a lot of room to catch up. He fell a couple times on Moldorn before. Oh yeah, I should get this.
Ah, I was early.
There we go. What, no applause?
Congrats, you didn't fall.
And the validation chest is bombs.
Dude, hey, you should go make a little demonstration on it.
Nah.
Aw, wow, this guy.
I've accepted that, you know, might as well open up everything else. So, whatever. Okay, coming up, this is the refight against Aghanim, but it's really the first time we've seen him. This is a repeat of the final boss of the Light World. Oh, this is...
You guys are going to be redoing the. You're going to do Castle Tower, though, right?
That's correct.
Oh, yeah.
That's still required. That'll be coming up after this, as we'll see.
I don't even know how that hit, but...
Ow.
Oh, you... Blue balls. I'll talk more about the blue balls later. This is like a... Man. This is not a good demonstration of this fight.
Don't worry, I'm not demonstrating anything particularly solidly either. Just falling off, yeah.
Okay, he's down. But we're not done yet. Because I need to go fight him for the first time, aka the second time, back in the Light World. Because that is part of the incentive. Something happened over there? Exciting.
Don't worry about it. Everything's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Why would you think that anything's not fine?
Okay.
Because obviously everything's fine. Torch lighting puzzles, they're easy. Don't worry about it.
Alright, so that is a big hole to the final boss. But we can't go in there yet because we're not done. We have to go back to the Light World, into Hyrule Castle, and finish this dungeon. I hope I have 2 keys. Yeah, we're
Blow up the wall, please.
Oh yeah, I have Butter Sword and Silver Arrows. Whatever.
Ow.
I didn't need to do it that slow, but okay. These are dagger guards. They're very scary when you have like no health and no weapons. They move very fast. Thankfully, we're coming at this with like in-game equipment, so it's not going to be an issue at all.
Look, Ma, no falls. Ah, early.
I'm really hoping you're like 1 arrow short of killing the final boss later.
Sadly, they don't actually need the silver arrows. They're just the convenience.
Yeah, they'll make the final boss faster. I guess we can talk about that. 'Cause
Still.
we're going to finish up the Aghanim Tower here. I'm going to finish up this Aghanim fight, hopefully without embarrassing myself completely, which means I probably will embarrass myself. What are these positions? But yeah, so the final boss is Ganon. It turns out Aghanim is Ganon because...
Spoilers.
Obviously. But he's going to have 4 phases. I decided to face away from that shot. I was so confident.
The patterns are tough,
These are pretty
and they're
awful
random.
patterns.
They're completely random, I think.
But he's
Yeah.
got 4 phases. In the first phase, he's just going to throw his trident around the room, and we're going to try to dodge it, and we just have to hit him with the gold sword 6 times. In the second phase, he is going to spin some fire bats around his trident and be really annoying, and we still just have to hit him 6 times with the gold
Come
sword.
over here. Yeah.
And then third phase, he's going to knock down the floor and make it so that we can fall and have to redo the fight, which is never a fun time, so hopefully we won't do that. We just have to hit him 4 times. Then the final phase, you have to hit him, turn him blue, and shoot him with a silver arrow. Or you can do a little glitch to hit him without the silver.
Yeah, so really quick, you're witnessing like the quickest conclusion to a Zelda game ever. So Aghanim is taking Zelda. Oh man, she's been kidnapped and rescued. Okay, so we're gonna kill Aghanim and then immediately drop in, kill Ganon, and rescue her. So this is the other Aghanim. It's slightly different than the second one. This is mostly random where he moves to, but the big thing is, see that thing over there? That's called a blue ball. That's number 1. You can get up to 15 of these, and it's random how many you get. Hopefully we get a low number. But there's nothing we can control. We just got to go through, wait for 2. Yeah, everybody keep track. Thankfully, after he shoots lightning, you're guaranteed to get a ball that you can reflect back. But after this, it's 50-50. Anything can happen. Are we going to see more?
Probably.
No, not yet. So far, 2 is a good number.
There's
I'll
also
accept
not
2.
really much you can do to speed up this fight. The main thing is, like, you can aim your reflection of his attacks so that he gets knocked towards the center of the screen.
4.
That's pretty much it.
Well, we have to wait again.
I would get excited about this, but I'm just going to get the exact same thing. Because the randomness is actually fixed.
Okay, we could finish it on this one right here, if he's kind. Come on, no blue balls. Yeah.
Yay.
As Vulajin was saying, the blue balls are going to be the same
you get a
for a given
convenient refill,
seed
that's
in
fine.
order to make it fair for all the runners.
Right, because a lot of the play of Randomizer is for races. So it wouldn't be super fun if everyone got different patterns.
So-
Again, it has some fun text.
Yeah, as part of the randomizer, they give Ganon a random phrase to say. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch.
You know what? I'm going to chicken out.
Wow. Are you kidding? You have 14 hearts.
Whee!
Wow. So much lag.
Okay, this is phase 3. He teleports around. I need to hit him 4 times, and slowly corners of the room will disappear. He'll teleport around the room, and that's also random. But we're getting pretty friendly here. He's not teleporting too much.
And again, the same deal where the teleports that we get are the same between both of us.
Now I just need to hit him, get 4 silver arrow shots. See, am I going to make it in time? Yep.
And when you got the torch glitch.
Yeah, Mario, what's the torch glitch? I'll
So
just wait for the
when
next
that torch goes out, if you immediately light it again, that only that side will go out after that point, so you don't have to light the side on the right anymore.
All right, Phant is nearly done here. Just needs to get a couple silver arrows in the pig.
And one more. And he's down.
And he's down.
All right, time will be soon for him.
Yeah, as I walk through the door this time.
Whee, blue balls.
Time. Like I said, thank you. My quest is over, but Vulajin's quest is not yet over as he's finishing up.
The stupid guy who
Yeah.
sucks. All right, there we go.
But look at this,
You're
he's
an
at
idiot.
3.5
I hate you.
hearts.
Yeah.
But that's not a problem because as a side effect of killing Aghanim 1, unlike Aghanim 2, you get a nice refill of everything to go right in, kill Ganon, and rescue Zelda.
As you said, the most efficient Zelda rescue ever.
Yep.
I
She was lost for like
definitely
3.5
start my day with
minutes.
that kind of breakfast. 4, 5, 6. All right, that's phase 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's phase 2 down. Whee! Go ahead, buddy. Send your worst at me.
Nice not using Burna there.
I didn't want to incur like 8 million years of lag, so. I'm swinging at him extra times for literally no reason. It's just fun.
Yeah, just one hit when he's vulnerable will cause a section of the floor to disappear. You have an opportunity for a triple there. Just letting you know.
It's a shame. I tried for it. It was worth it.
Not like this.
Now seems like a good time to jump in with $20 from Stinger PA. Says, I hope you enjoyed this very special seed Sigma and I found for you too. For the record, we got a 2-hour, 27-second average on this seed, so better luck next time.
Did they clear all the dungeons?
Wait.
I do not know.
I don't think
Wait.
so.
2 hours for this co-op? Come on, dude.
Stinger Sigma, I expect more from you. 2 hours, man.
Just to be clear, when they playtested this, it was not as all dungeons.
We also got $5 from Ask Me for a Song that just says, "Thank you, Base Mods."
So now I do get different patterns here because I fell on the first attempt, so I wasted my equivalent RNG to Phant. Meanwhile, Phant gets to enjoy the credits, which have some fun replacement text in them for some of the things.
Here's the Dwarven Breadsmiths. Looks like they're hammering on bread.
Alright, this time I won't mess around with ludicrous. Yes, as a matter of fact, Ganon, I did. Okay, we'll just play a little safe on that. Actually, we can...
That's a double potential right there. Ah.
That's alright.
Okay, two more. Yes.
Yay!
I want to do the bow dash, but I have a feeling I'll fall, so we'll just do the normal thing.
You've already seen what happens when you fall once. I think we're good.
All right, time.
Time.
Your final times for the record, 2:09:27 for Phant and 2:12:52 for Vulajin.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yep. So that was pretty fun.
It was fun.
In all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Here we get our text for the pedestal.
But we already knew what that was.
That's right. We got to pull it.
For you guys, we pulled it.
So if you watched this and you thought Randomizer looked fun at all, which it really is, even though it does have some heartbreak. You can play it yourself as well if you go to vt.alttp.run. All you need is some stuff that will be explained on the website. Actually, it's complicated, but don't worry about it. Go read the website, have full instructions on how to get set up. Playing Randomizer yourself, it's super fun. You don't have to play as Key Sanity mode, which is the mode we did with all the keys being shuffled throughout the world. You can play the normal mode where the keys are just in the dungeons, so it's a lot more straightforward. There's an easy difficulty where it will be more likely to give you swords, it'll give you more hearts. So if you're not super comfortable in, like we did going to Mothula with 8 hearts or whatever it was, you have that opportunity. But yeah, it's super fun. Like, you don't have to treat it as a race. You don't have to treat it as a speed run. I know people who just take randomized seeds, just play them over the course of like multiple days, and it's just super fun. So definitely give it a shot. In the credits on Phant screen really soon, you're going to see the credits for the randomizer. And what I would do is get a notepad doc ready, because you're going to see the link to the Past Randomizer Discord. Make sure to copy that down and go there. You can also, of course, screenshot it or whatever. And go join the community. There's tons of people who love playing Randomizer.
Yeah, and we did sell this as a co-op, but really this is like a recruitment operation. Having like the convenient Discord link at the end of the credits to get everybody to go join. If you're not already a part, I mean, Randomizer's been crazy popular lately. And the reason why it's just so much fun to play, it's got a great community, a great set of developers that just put in a ton of heart into even various special modes themed around the holidays that we've had. We had a Christmas mode.
There was an Easter one recently.
Yeah, where you go
fun.
open up Easter eggs, basically.
So, yeah, and the cool thing about Randomizer is you don't just have to sit by yourself and play one. Obviously, you could do like a co-op like we did, or you can just get in Discord with your friends and be like, hey, let's each play our own different seed and suffer through the various weird things Randomizer does to us at the same time, and just commiserate about it. Be like, oh man, my seed's making me do pedestal. Well, mine's making me do Aga, and it hasn't given me a sword for 3 hours or whatever. Just have fun with it. Do kind of whatever you want.
Yeah, racing completely different seeds, because that's a valid race. We do it
sure.
all the time.
Why not?
Because it makes sense. Oh yeah, I beat you by 20 minutes on a different seed. That means a lot.
You had boots, dang it. So all these people that you've seen listed on these credits are awesome, and here is the Discord link. Make sure to go in there and join the community, join in. There's a tournament going on right now on the Speed Gaming family of Twitch channels. Make sure to follow twitch.tv/speedgaming, Speed Gaming 2, Speed Gaming 3, Speed Gaming 4, Speed Gaming 5, and Speed Gaming 6.
And now 7 and 8.
Oh,
Yes,
is
as
the
well as
Ocho a
those.
thing now?
Yes.
You can also follow twitch.tv/ALTTP Randomizer and ALTTP Randomizer 2 and 3 and 4. All of these channels, all for the next like 7 weeks, will be Randomizer like 24/7. So if you really enjoy this, you can go check that
Hey,
out.
look at the GT Big Key column is actually filled out for this.
I know that's really weird to see in Key Sanity.
See, we actually counted 21 because we skipped an item, so this counter is not really that accurate. You know, it was really 21, location 21.
I can
Lucky
hear
21.
Vitorp like coming down here to fight you about
Yeah.
saying that.
Whatever.
Oh, look at that collection, right?
That is pretty high for a co-op.
I'm not going to make people wait for mine at the end of my credits, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was actually a pleasure doing this with you. Thank you,
Dude,
friend.
I had a great time.
I will still continue being friends with you despite the
Well,
ice rod
after we settle the
and the
score
Titan
after
Mitt.
this. The Titans move is your own fault. You know that.
And Maria, thank you so much for joining us, even though we just never stopped talking.
Sorry.
Maria, by the way, also an awesome member of the Randomizer community and a good friend of ours, too.
All right.
All right,
that
but
does it
yeah,
for us.
that's it for us, man. Cool.
See you guys.
Keep donating.
All right. Thank you, Phant and Vulajin. And congrats again on an excellent Link to the Past randomizer run. Up next, we've got a Twitch ad. But then after that, we'll be seeing more Zelda, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, all dungeons run from Aether DS. This is actually going to do it for my